You on. Thank you so much. Wonder how many of you have been listening to that amazing countdown, the best of the James Bond themes. Don't mention anything about the film if you've seen it yet. Apparently it's awesome. 3 hours though. But it would have to be good to last that length of time. We're starting tonight with a bit of a challenge, as they say in France. Bit of a challenge for you to tell me what's been the best and worst gift you've ever received. Could be for birthdays, could be for Christmas, anniversaries, anything. Or just somebody's given you a present. Do you know what I mean? What's been the best and worst gift you've ever received? 01914 883188. Worst gift I've ever been given. A roadie of mine who I used to work with. One birthday thought it would be a good idea to get me a sweatshirt with a cuddly bunny rabbit on the front. And I've never ever worn anything like that, and I never ever wore that. Oh, did he get it cheap? Did somebody buy him it? I'm at a loss. Best gifts? Best gift really is time, isn't it? And to do something cool somewhere cool. I think that's better than a thing. However, you don't half get upset with bad gifts at Christmas. If anybody gives you anything, you're always taught to act thrilled and put that fake, I've waited for this since I was 3.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, sir. Yeah, because you didn't say anything. I was always grateful for everything I really got, in all honesty.
So what was it that's left you blighted then?
It was a perfume, like a rectangular wooden box.
Uh-huh.
And it had about 12 small perfumes in.
Right.
They were French.
Mm-hmm.
They all smelled the same. Disgusting. Oh, thank you, Bob. Thank you, Dad. I love it.
Oh, that's the thing, because if you make it sound, if you're convincing enough, oh, well, she loved that one we got her last year.
Oh, they were horrible. I mean, they were tiny little glass, beautiful little glass kind of perfume things.
Provided you didn't wear them. That's the thing. And also, men have this habit, awful habit, of buying presents that are kind of functional rather than really lovely.
I bought a steam mop for all lasses as my main present. Do you think she'll like it?
She'll probably stick it where the sun doesn't shine and then press steam. Well, we got an update about how it went after Christmas about the steam mop thing.
An update on the steam mop, Alan. Wallace absolutely loved it.
Really?
Oh, she loved it, Alan. She steam mopped the kitchen straight away and all that. I mean, I can't exactly have a pregnant woman on her hands and knees doing the kitchen floor and all that. So I was doing out of favour for her job, you know.
Yeah, see, men do care, really. We've got your best. You know, you got your best thoughts. It's all about you, ladies. Sometimes you don't realise. Also, as well, you know, we have had news about Disney all of those years, 50 years on, of the whole Disney thing.
We took her to Flamingo Land, my husband, and I took me to, I had 2 children at the time, Anthony and Natalie, and Mum hadn't been on anything. So I said, do you fancy going on the ghost train? Go on the ghost train. Well, it was Thunder Mountain, wasn't it?
Oh, my, that's not a ghost train.
Well, I know. Bearing in mind, I think she was about 65, something like that. So, we get on Thunder Mountain. Well, you've never heard nothing like it in your life, the screams. We took her to the cafe just by the side. We got her a cup of tea in one of them polystyrene cups.
Yeah.
And she was whiter than the cup.
Bless. You can believe that. But talking about Disney proper, I know Thunder Mountain was like a copy of the Disney ride. Let's talk Disney.
Like, just going up the chain thing, where it goes like, digga.
Yeah, when
like
it's pulling you up to the top of the riser. Huh?
Yeah, and someone was sick, and it went, because it was like a really, really windy day.
Yeah.
It kind of caught the wind, and it went back, and it got him all over the cheek and all over his ear and in his hair.
It's not a good start to a ride, that is it? So we want to find out any Disney experiences that you've been lucky enough to have, whether it's in Britain at Disney stores, or whether it's at Disneyland Paris, or whether you've been lucky enough to get across to California or Florida. Your Disney tales, we'll have some of them too, because I know how there's a lot of people in the Northeast, absolute Disney fails. And what's your best and worst gift? Pick up your telephone. I shall talk to you immediately, if not quicker, if you give us a call right now. 01914 883188. The government admits energy, fuel and food shortages well after Christmas. Also, have you ever had to... I've got a long letter. I can't read it all out, but a lady's giving her pet dog the best day of his life tomorrow before putting him to sleep because he's got a tumour. Has anybody ever done that before for their pet? And if so, what did you do? Average annual energy bills will be about £139 more because we're not getting the fuel at discounts because we're not in Europe anymore. Also, Christmas will be short of turkeys, toys and beer, and more unemployment to come and house prices to fall, to tumble, we're told. So what do you want to talk about? Let's do that. But we are going to start with a chat with Malcolm. He is in Otterburn. Pick up your telephone, give us a ring right now. While we get Malcolm, see what he's all about. Hello, Malcolm.
Hello.
Hello, mate. What can we do for you tonight?
Belated happy birthday.
Thank you kindly.
Did you have a big one?
When I was younger... Now, come on, straight over your head. Yes,
right.
When I was younger. No, but yes, I had a good day. Thank you very much. But anyway, tell me your tales. Go for it.
Tell me my tales. I've just been working all day.
Oh,
working this morning anyway.
So how come you're not unconscious or derelict with a drink?
Oh, no, I'm not unconscious yet. I'm still trying to make the quiche.
So what do you want to talk about then, Malcolm?
Well, I missed the beginning of the show, what you all talking about there.
Right. What's the worst gift you've ever received, and what's the best and worst?
I haven't had many gifts.
No.
No. Never mind. I'm not one for gift.
That's all right. Anything else then, Malcolm?
Well, I'm getting a booking today.
You got a booking?
Yes.
Fantastic. When is it?
Do your kids' disco on Halloween.
Oh, excellent. So what are you going to go as? Are you getting dressed up?
No, I'll just what I could be working that day, and so will that make me do anything.
Right, I see. Hey, well, good luck. I hope it goes well for you, Malcolm. Anything else?
Well, I've moved jobs. Like I used to be at the castle,
Right.
Otterburn,
Yes.
where you once come to.
That's right.
I'm up at the Kirchhouse now at Otterburn.
Oh, that's
which is
good.
Another just back at Otterburn Hall.
Right.
So I'm in the kitchen in there at the minute.
Right.
So I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning.
Oh, blimey. You'll be ready with the sack soon. Hey, good talking to you, Malcolm, though. Thank you for coming on. Anything else?
I want to try and come on your show.
Well, you're on the show. Just you haven't said anything yet.
Oh, right. I want to see the background.
Right. So what do you want to talk about, Malcolm?
Well, I think I've just promote one of your badges, haven't I?
Is that right? I've got no idea whether that's true or not, but I shall make inquiries for you. Going to move on, Malcolm, but thank you very much. That literally is the reason Shakespeare wrote Much Ado About Nothing. Lorna Gooch says, worst gift was a pair of bright orange steps from B&Q from the hubby. Other hardware stores are available. Best gift was the divorce papers the following year. Boom. Blew about the water. Gemma Bridgewater. Simon and Garfunkel sang about it. My birthday is a week before Christmas. I used to always get joint presents. My auntie and uncle bought me a joint one. I wasn't allowed it till Christmas, and it turned out to be a cat from the Bear Factory with lots of different outfits. Problem was, Gemma was 22 years old at the time. That's embarrassing. Let's go and talk to Graham from Blythe. Hello, Graham.
Hello, Alan, you all right?
I'm good, man. What are you ringing for?
Right. Originally, it was for the post on Facebook. I saw you stand next to your car, the silver one. I had commented saying, I remember you years ago. I was driving along the A1 from Morton to Newcastle, and you overtook us. I think you were driving Nissan Silvia Turbo. I could be wrong, like a black car with gold writing on the side of it.
Right. I think it was possibly
Maybe in a Celica. I don't know.
I think it was a Mazda RX-7. It was
really?
Yeah,
was it?
yeah.
So how wrong I am then.
That's all right. It's still black, right?
That was like the original topic I had commented on your Facebook post.
Oh, I see.
But I had a little bit of a ghost story.
Oh, good lad. Go for it.
I used to live next to Blythe Cemetery.
Right.
With only 100 yards from it. My partner had just come home from hospital with a baby, 2 weeks old. I went for a walk down the cemetery just to clear my head a little bit, and I was we come back, and I was upstairs. My partner shouted on us, "Who's put this handprint on this wall? What's this?" And I come down. There was a handprint on just underneath the light switch, blaming me for it.
Right.
I put my hand against there was no other kids in the house at the time.
Right.
I had my hand against it. I said, "That's not my hand. It was a tiny handprint of a child or something with her footsteps on the wooden flooring." And was sat watching the TV. Well, I had one of them helium balloons. Well, I'd been home about a week from hospital, and the helium balloon had lost all of its gas. It was lying behind the door in my living room. We were sitting watching TV, and the balloon, which just appeared, it had no air in it, and it somehow appeared above the door, floated across the room towards us on the other side of the room, and come down and landed on my partner's lap, which just absolutely gobsmacked. I don't know how it could have happened. And the same night, there was we had like a baby changing unit on the other side of the room as well.
Right.
And there was a bottle of talcum powder, and it was at the back of the unit. It couldn't have possibly fallen off. Fell off. And it just fell onto the floor on its own, with the talcum powder. And after that, the next couple of weeks after that, a few strange things were happening.
Right.
And I think it might have been related to the ghost that a little kid that was in the cemetery buried there about 120 years ago called Sammy.
Why do you think it was him?
Because I've heard over the past few years, well, probably since back at school, his headstone is like it's like a cherub type thing. He was about 2-year-old. He was killed, I believe, because I've done a little bit of research in Blythe Library. He lived in the row of houses next to the cemetery. His mum gave him some money, and he ran out to the ice cream cart, the horse and cart back in them days, and he was ran over and killed by the horses. And he was buried 100 yards from where he lived, and at the time, I lived 100 yards from the cemetery as well.
So it could have been your property or thereabouts.
No, not my property, but it's probably quite near.
Right.
But I have heard different people saying different things that they've been to see him in the cemetery and the grave, and they've had strange
happenings.
Goings on in the houses after they've been to his grave.
But I suppose once you've had those experiences, you can't help but watch out for more.
Aye.
Brilliant.
I mean, his grave's still there in Blythe Cemetery, and it's nice because some people come put flowers on his grave. And
sweet.
There was a few kids years ago had vandalised it, but it got repaired.
Great.
Which is nice.
That's good.
But I do think, I genuinely think that the ghost of Sammy was in our house that night.
But he's not there all the time, but he was in just that evening, you think?
I don't know if it was like just that evening or because there was a few strange things happened after that. Like when I was in the house by myself, it was always when I was by myself and I was upstairs, I'd hear little footsteps running across the wooden floor and downstairs, light switches being switched on and off. I remember Mandy, my partner, was in Liverpool for the weekend and I was in the house on my own. And coming from work, because I work taxis and well, I used to work night shift on the taxis at the time.
Yeah.
I would come in and footsteps downstairs. I would run downstairs. The light was on when I had left it off.
Wow.
There was lots of weird happenings. But we've got a dog, funnily enough. And we didn't hear anything after the dog.
Right, strange.
We've got the dog. Nothing happened.
Great stories, all the same. Thank you, Graham. Great call to start us with. Thank you very much for coming on. Good to hear from.
Videos at that Bensham Grove anyway.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. 0191 488 3188. Lisa says, I bought my partner at the time a jet washer. It didn't go well and we ended up splitting up. But just after we split, my partner asked to borrow the jet washer. Isn't that typical? And Susie says, mine was a bicycle pump. I wanted some hair straighteners, but I got a bicycle pump from the pound shop. The greedy get. He was dumped. There you go. Best and worst present you have ever received. Give us a call right now. And it's Greatest Hits Radio. We got to play a Greatest Hits. Let's have one. Sure. Welcome everybody to an amazing place. We've already had 2 or 3 really very cool spectral things happen in this room. Our sound was taken away and stolen from us. It's back. We've had... Where's the water noise?
It stopped.
Exactly.
That is weird.
There's a water tank that hasn't been attached for years, and we heard the running water in it. As soon as we walked in, that has stopped. So where are we? What are we doing? Allow me to tell you. Let me tell you. We are in the home here in Bensham. Bensham Grove. Whoa, is the name of the place we're in. It was the home of a man called Robert Spence Watson. Now, he was a cheesemaker, he was a Quaker, and he also was connected with a whole range of organisations. The Literary and Philosophical Society he was secretary of in Newcastle, another building that happens to be haunted. And he raised his family of 6 children right here. His parents owned the house before it, and they had a dozen children. So children are regularly hurt in this place. Was that you?
I heard a noise, that's why I turned there. So it might be me hitting the table there.
Strange things in this building. No question about it. Now, his wife was called Elizabeth. She died in this house. We're going to go to the room where she died a little bit later. She was an amazing human being. They were anti-slavers and they brought escaped slaves here to be safe. There's a story about Disraeli I'll tell you a little bit later, which is amazing. But there's also stories when they brought people from a local lunatic asylum here. There's some quite grisly stories about what one of them did 2 or 3 gardens away from here. This place used to have 4.5 acres. We're going to go out into the gardens. We have heard from members of staff here that regularly they see images walking around, women in long skirts going up and down. They hear footsteps, and we have already heard footsteps. We've already had that strange noise of water that for no apparent reason has just stopped, and we can't explain it. But one of the daughters of Robert and Elizabeth, her name was Ruth, although she was known as Duty, said, because she was a big fan of a man who visited this place, the writer of all the Sherlock Holmes books, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who does seances wherever he goes. And
you heard that, didn't you?
Clear as day.
Oh my word.
Clear as
That
day.
was just here, wasn't it?
Clear as day. It was this side of the room.
It was like a thump, that.
Yeah.
Sorry. I've done what I said I wouldn't do in the stories.
No, it's all right. So Arthur Conan Doyle did seances wherever he went. And little Ruth, who was young at the time, she ended up marrying and getting a husband. But what she said to our entire family, remembering they're Quakers and she shouldn't have said anything like this, she was fascinated by the occult and afterlife. She said that, wouldn't it be great if when we all die, we come back to our house? And maybe that's what is happening here. The young children are playing here again.
And again.
Did you hear that? You must.
Look at that movie still.
It's moving. But mind you, I did hit it before, but would it still be moving?
Well, I wouldn't have thought so. But what was that?
Did you hear
from?
that?
Yeah. There's loads of movement in here. In this room.
That was just over here.
That's really freaky.
I just heard a girl's
I've only
voice.
just stopped.
You hear this girl's.
We're not even moving.
There's a rattling over here as well. I don't know
Just
what that
heard
was.
it.
Did you hear that?
But we're not
But we're
moving.
not moving. The floorboards were creaking. There.
Sounded like it was above there.
Oh, man.
There's a water tank.
Yeah, but it was hissing before.
It was hissing.
It was running water, but it's not been connected for however long. That's just downright peculiar.
Ooh, my heart. This is not good.
You know, what we normally do is we separate and we put people in separate rooms. There's 3 rooms here.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we should do. You see that the strange flying thing? But maybe we should just separate. There's stories from.
That's ridiculous.
That was like above us, but there's nothing
on the
above us.
roof. This is a roof. What the hell? That was like a chair rocking.
If there's anybody there, talk to us. Before the sound went, I was talking about these amazing things here because little bits of history. That's an old gas mantle, the very top part of it. You used to be able to house a little gas mantle and you would light it and the gas would burn on the mantle. There's cobwebs everywhere. But we've heard so much. Now, Supernatural Ted.
The ball went off 2 or 3 times before we went on. Gwen's in the window.
She's over there.
Yeah, if you want to play with Supernatural Ted, do it. Or Gwen.
This is where the kids' nursery
Used
was.
to be.
Well,
you
it
know.
still looks like it, doesn't it?
Touch the ball.
Make any kind of noise. We've heard you thumping. We've heard you walking around. Make some kind of noise for us.
I'll make the ball flash.
Make the ball flash. Whatever you've got for us.
Let us know you're here.
There's that the door noise again.
That is ridiculous. Actually, ridiculous stuff. I've never known anything like that. Took our sound for no reason. I don't know this.
Talk to us. If you're here, we've come for you. Share something with us. I found this rig before as well. Don't know whether you can. Little ring on the floor. I'm going to return it to where it came from, which is just down there. Just in case it was one of the children's and they play with it. We've got all our gadgetry here. We're going to be setting things up.
888. This is Night Owls.
And we are off to Sacriston, where we find Jamie. Hi, Jamie.
Hiya, you all right?
Yes, I'm good. What you got for us tonight?
About my worst gift.
Oh, right. What was it?
I mean, I've had some lovely gifts as well, but this one always sticks in my mind as my worst one.
Yeah, what happened?
you want us to tell you?
Oh, yeah.
Right, so when I was a kid, I'm showing me age a bit of your mind, but when I was a kid, I always wanted a dusty bin.
Oh, yeah. 3, 2, 1 that nobody could ever do with their fingers, right?
Yes, but I didn't just want the little one what's sat on top of your desk. I wanted a big one, a real one.
Whoa, right.
Right, and it was always one of these things I asked for. And my stepdad, who wasn't a very nice man at all, I got up this Christmas morning. There was what I thought looked like a dusty bin all wrapped up.
Right.
Christmas paper, the whole lot.
Exciting.
Opened it, and the lovely man, what he was, had wrapped up the washing basket with the dirty washing in.
Oh, that's
pretending it was a dusty
sick.
bin.
Oh, that's just wrong. Oh, and I bet you've been looking at that for like 3 or 4 days going, it is. He's got one.
No, do you know what it is? I was like, I don't know how I felt. I was shocked, but I was at the end of it. I was like, well, I still never got me dusty bin.
No, you got a basket full of old pants. I mean, that's just not
exactly.
good. Oh dear.
Uh-huh.
Oh, shocking. No, that's just letting you down at every level, that. So,
God,
what a
it
shame.
wasn't the only time, honestly.
No, I can believe it.
Uh-huh.
Sign
But
of the
I have
beast.
had some lovely gifts as well, though.
What's the bestest one you've ever had, then?
Probably, apart from me 2 children, me engagement ring, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
How was it delivered?
On a pizza.
Give over. What?
Yep. What it was when it was the last leap year, me and my fiance went to see him hall, and I proposed to him. We'd been together 9 years, and I thought, I'm going to propose, so I did.
Right.
But obviously it was COVID and lockdown, so we couldn't get out to get a ring.
Right.
I actually proposed to him on a cookie. I just wrote it on a cookie. Will you marry me?
One of those proper soft, big cookies you get in heart-shaped things.
You know what you buy.
Yeah.
You know, like the big ones, yeah.
Gotcha.
Gave him that. Everything was good. As I say, then we had COVID. That was in the February. Then COVID come.
Yeah.
So we couldn't get out to go and get a ring. And then this night, he'd said, I've got in touch with this new restaurant. They're doing us a special pizza, whatever you want. They're going to deliver it. This, that, and the other. He'd asked me mum and me daughter around, and my other daughter was here. And he was like, it's going to be lovely. You can have whatever you want. So I love shellfish, so I'd asked for, I think I'd asked for mussels or something.
Right.
And he says, they've brought this special pizza. It's just for you. And I was like, well, I didn't want a pizza. I wanted mussels. And there was this big hoo-ha because I didn't get mussels. I was getting a pizza.
Right.
And my other daughter was saying, well, Mum, I've got homework to do. And it was just this big farce of like, none of us were going to sit at the table.
Yeah, because everybody had to get out the way so that... I see, right.
Like, it was a thing. It's like, look, your pizza's here. And I was like, well, I didn't bloody want pizza. So anyway, I sat down. He says, this pizza's for you. It's specially made for you.
Right.
Opened it up, and there was the ring.
Ah, that's nice.
And it was just perfect, lush.
But isn't it just typical that you were doing I don't want pizza?
That's just typical me. That's just typical me. A bit spoiled and,
Yeah, but he was trying.
Because the other daughters were all busy.
Yeah.
Like, one of my daughters was sat at the table saying, hurry up, I want my food. And my other daughter was finishing homework.
Right.
My mum was milling about as usual.
Uh-huh. And he was just desperate that you got the pizza, that nobody else looked in the box before you got your pizza.
Well, the funny thing was, he was wandering about the house as well, and he wouldn't sit down and chill out.
Right, no, he was
I was
worried.
like, just sit down, man. The food will come when it comes.
Yeah. No, it was too important. He'd set it up. He wanted to make sure that it went right.
He had.
That's cool.
He had,
that's
totally.
lovely. I also love the fact that you think... Now, it's probably me misreading it, but when you said, what was your best gift? And you said, well, apart from my children.
Yeah.
So when he was creating the children...
No, he didn't create the children. My children are older.
Right, no, I know that, but you were saying that the best gift you've had were your children.
Uh-huh.
So when whoever did create the children was creating the children, was he saying, I haven't got you a present this year, but this'll have to do, as he took his clothes off?
Oh, no, it wasn't like that at all.
No, I bet it wasn't. It's just, it's interesting because I know a lot of mums will say, oh, the best present I've ever had was our, whatever.
Yeah.
And I understand completely. It's just, but I know what a bloke feels like when he's frisky. And it's not like, can't wait to get home and give the wife a present or give the girlfriend a present.
Yeah.
It's not like that
no,
at all.
honestly, me kids are fab, do you know what I mean?
Great.
And like, they're excellent. But as far as gifts are concerned, like material things and stuff,
yeah,
by far, my engagement ring's well up there. Like,
No,
I can't think of
absolutely.
anything other than that.
No, and it sounds like the family's together and you're as one, and that's as good as it can be. That's a present in itself, really, isn't it?
Do you know what? Just life couldn't be more perfect, to be honest. I've just been saying
I'm pleased
to my
for you.
fiance, I would love to write a book.
Right, well, do it. Don't let anything stop you.
But I don't know how you would get into this. This is what I'm saying. I don't know where the first port of call is. I've had a bit of a funny life, Alan. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's perfect, but
even a perfect
life's
life's got. They've all got ups and downs, and that's the thing. It's how you deal with it.
I've had a hell of a lot of downs, and I would love to write a book. I would love to, for somebody to just point me in that direction to say, this is where you start.
What you should
and this is
do,
how it goes.
genuinely, what you should do is you should ask at your local library where there's a literary group, and that sounds very fancy, but all it is, it's usually 2 or 3 people in the area that have written books themselves, and they meet and they talk about books, and they get people to start writing down their lives, and then if what comes out of it's good, then they can help introduce you to like publishers and the people that might be prepared to buy them.
I think the kind of book I would write would be about my life, and I do think it would help a hell of a lot of people.
Brilliant. Well, that's as good a reason as any to write one. Hey, but thank you for coming on, Jamie. Top call. Thanks for ringing.
No bother.
Thanks, darling. All the best. Bye-bye. How about that? A romantic pizza. And how about that? We have Paul, who is in New Biggin Hall. Hello, Paul.
Hello, Alan. How you getting on?
I'm good, man. What are you coming on about?
Well, it was one of my parents. I run a Muay Thai gym in Scotswood,
Right.
Scotswood Sports Centre. And what it was just a little bit more of awareness for the SEN session, what we do on for the special educational needs kids.
Right.
We had a show last week. A friend of mine done a show with Durham. And as far as I know, we've done like the first ever SEN session for a kid, like a show. The first hour was dedicated to them to come out and sort of have a fight, really. in a set, it sounds. One of my other friends who runs a gym in Newcastle, Marianne from Newcastle Fighters, she actually sent over 3 pro fighters to go in with my 3 lads. I mean, to be fair, they trained very well all the way up to it.
Right.
In the camp, they weight loss and done everything as a fighter done. And then obviously when they got there on the day, they weighed in, they had the walkout, the ring music, everything sort of came in. Actually sort of fought, like, and the friend of mine who was running the show, Pete Spenceley, awarded the 3 lads British titles as well. He runs a Thai boxing organisation called the WTKA.
Right.
And he actually awarded them sort of British titles. And it was one of the most emotional days we sort of had. And one of the mums, Mel, Byron's mum, has sort of just been on every sort of social media platform there is to bring a bit of awareness into it. And I know she emailed everybody and yourselves included.
Right.
And that was, I got a call back because I didn't even realise she sent my number out.
No, it's great, but it's stuff like that that's, you see, to me, it's all about the roots, and that's where you are. And I've gigged at Scotswood Sports Centre, if it's the one that I'm thinking of, and great bunch of people. They just need somebody to point them in the right direction and get them motivated. And it sounds like that's exactly what you've managed to do.
I think it is. Granger Park is actually in Scotswood Sports Centre. There's the boxing side of it, which has been there for years.
Yeah.
And then I sort of came on board 2 years ago to run the Thai boxing side of it.
Brilliant.
So it's fantastic in the community as well, because obviously we do like junior classes and tiny ties. We do adult sessions, but the Sen session was one which I think we were one of the first gyms in the northeast to sort of run.
To have a crack at it. No, it's brilliant. What a great idea.
To do the Sen, which is probably, like I was saying last week, it was probably one of my greatest achievements. Myself and Robin Parker was Robin's brainchild. She works at Sunderland Academy with the special educator, the Sen group as well.
Right.
So she sort of put quite a big plan into motion. And then obviously we set it off into Scotswood, into the sports centre for us to run our sessions from there for the Sen guys. And I think it's just a little bit of awareness for them because of how hard they come in twice a week. They train really hard. And I mean, to be fair, there's 3 of the lads now just come into the normal adult session.
Right.
So these guys wouldn't sort of...
So you can start them off young and take them all the way through?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the guys we have in the Sen group, I think they're from 6. We've got a few 6-year-olds, and we're all the way up to, obviously, we just go to under 18 for the minutes.
Right.
Anybody over 18, myself and Robin just put like individual time into that person.
Right. Yeah.
Just with like obviously safeguarding and kids and that. So what we have with that is sort of once the guys feel a bit more comfortable in themselves and confident with what they can do, they ask to jump in the adult section, and we just. They come across, but it's more like of a teenage section than an adult section. Yeah. And the guys just jump in and train just as hard as anybody else.
Yeah, I bet.
And I think just obviously it was so unique for what we've done for the guys. And last week, honestly, as far as they're concerned, they've won British titles.
No, I know. I bet it was heartwarming to see, man.
Oh, I had a tear. Honestly, God, I'm pretty hard-faced at the best of times, but that sort of... It got me a little bit emotional, the way the guy's sort of reaction was.
Yeah. It's because somebody's done something for them that can make them feel good about themselves because of the work that they've put in. It's a neat way of doing it, man.
It is because, to be fair, they're just the same as everybody else. And I think the thing is that they do get a little bit different. But, you know, it's like I've always said, sometimes I think we're sort of maybe a lot more different than what they are. You know, they just come in and just thoroughly enjoy it and give you everything.
Yeah,
and I mean, to be fair, the effort off them's amazing. Their attitude's amazing. And I think, especially for us with the 3 guys, Byron, Joel and Roman coming into the adults, like the older guys, they give them a normal routine to come into something which they feel part of, which is great for what we wanted at the gym.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Hey, great stuff, Paul. Thank you very much. Keep on keeping on, man. Sounds like you're doing a great job there.
No problem. Thanks very much.
Thanks, man. How good is that? Amazing show last weekend. And the guys did him proud. Well done. 0191 488 3188. Alan Robson with your greatest hits, Radio Northeast. Get your calls in. Best, worst gifts, easy tonight. Give me a call. A thing to see if it moves. I've put another dollop on a window.
What the hell, man?
Footstep right here. Did you hear that?
Yeah. What?
That's not funny. That's not funny, Ken.
What the hell? What's going on here?
No idea.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
That was Tony's.
That was me.
Creek.
Need some shares.
Yeah, please share this video. We're already getting a lot of noise. We've had various things happening, and this particular building was used benevolently by the Watsons, by the Spence Watsons. They wanted to help in whatever way they could. So when a local,
it's all the time.
It's all the time. When a local establishment had problems, it was called the Bensham Lunatic Asylum. There was no political correctness back then. They had some problems.
That's me.
And they were forced to close down over unfortunate incidents. Now, I tried to find out what unfortunate incidents they'd had. They wouldn't say. However, we do know that one of their number escaped, and killed another inmate and then hanged herself from a garden nearby. So we do know that that woman is supposed to have wanted to stay here because the inmates, all of them, were allowed to come here for 5 or 6 months before they moved to their new lunatic asylum. So confused spirits in here, that's supposed to be just standard. Now, that would explain.
I'm not surprised.
We've been confused. And we're only in the first of probably 20 rooms. So we'd love to find out just exactly what is going on here.
What the hell?
That was just that table.
That moved.
That was that table.
Might have been me.
Was
going
it
into
you?
the chair. Possibly.
Move the chair. Which chair was it?
I've just been spinning around here. It
Right.
sounded too close to us.
Right,
so-
right. I was going to say that was like...
So you need to share this video to win a badge. You've got to explain.
Yeah, win a badge and a goodie bag, and all you're going to do is share everything that you're seeing right now.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're going to get. We're talking aliens later, an amazing alien story that we will share with you. And nobody knows more about the person behind it than I do, because he rang me about every month for nearly 30 years. So I'll tell you more about that. We're in his patch tonight, and we might be able to tell you where that alien's buried. We're going to go to that place. But if there's anything else in here, tell us, show us, talk to us. We're good.
That was behind you.
I sound like it was behind here.
What do you think? I thought it was behind you.
Yeah, definitely this way. There's a little doorway there.
Where?
Behind that table.
What?
I think it's a doorway.
Oh.
What was that?
What the hell?
That was...
That's somebody in the other room, man.
There's somebody there.
That's somebody in that room.
Hello? Hello?
That was definitely in here.
Hello?
What the hell?
Hello?
This is too freaky. Seriously, this is too freaky.
My heart's gone.
And
There.
mine.
We'll typewriter
It's too
over there.
much, yeah.
Do you think it was in this one or that one?
It sounds like in this one.
I don't know, mind. It could have been further over.
There's no one else on this floor, or...
Well, you never do. And let's let it be you. 0191 488 3188. And we have Scotty, who is in Ashington. Hi, Scotty.
How you doing, my man?
I'm good,
Nice
mate.
talking to you.
Thanks for calling. What can we do for you?
So, we basically, I seen you on your Facebook post the other day. You must have posted your car about an RX-7.
I didn't post it, but I think somebody else posted it. But I was aware that somebody put a picture on from back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, so I uploaded a photo of an RX-7, obviously. The team got in touch and fancied to chat about it. Can you remember getting yours? Can you remember when you first bought it?
Yeah, I actually got one of them when they weren't cool. I mean, when they were, quite frankly, a bit ugly looking. I got a white one years ago, and it really wasn't very good. And I was just about to trade it in for something that looked a bit nicer when the new one came out that looked amazing. So the garage that I was with persuaded me to put it in for Part X for another of the newer ones, and the newer ones looked to me like the Batmobile. I thought that, it was a lovely looking car. I had a black one and a silver one. The black one was the best of the two. But what they don't tell you, and it's the same with any decent car, that every decent car has a something, and if you don't know about it, it comes as a surprise. Sometimes it's a thing called a balloon payment, which I'd never come across before. And I'm thinking, I don't know how I can afford this car, because, this is a really nice car. And then at the end of your term of paying however much a month, they say, oh, well, the car's yours. All you're going to do is pay the balloon payment. So you go, balloon payment? Then they give you the name of an amount of money that is the cost of a huge car. And they say, give me this money now. And you say, well, I haven't got that kind of money. And then they say, well, we'll negotiate you again. And it's just a nightmare. But what the thing with the RX-7 is, they've got a thing called twin turbos. And it makes it very nippy. Can't deny it. Speedy little car. But after 4 or 5 years, the turbos wear down. And they can't be replaced unless you change the engine, which is a third of the price of the car. So I found myself towards the end, when the turbo was running down, about every 3 weeks I was needing to get a guy out to tow me to start the car because the turbo wouldn't work. So
what a nightmare.
Yeah, that's not funny.
I imported mine from Japan about 13 years ago from a good friend of mine, Jürgen.
Yeah.
I imported it as a twin turbo import, and when I got it, had it for about probably a couple of years. But the performance cars, and as soon as you start tinkering, you end up spending money on it.
Absolutely.
It's been the engine rebuilt a couple of times. You're right in what you're saying. They do have that quirk, shall we say, with regards to oil seals and water seals and all the rest of it. But I've actually converted mine to a single turbo. It's running over 500 brake.
Wow.
I took it to the Nürburgring.
Fantastic.
Stag do a few years back. That was a bit of a pleasure. That was like Alton Towers on steroids, especially driving one of them things. It was amazing.
Does it being a single turbo? How does that affect like the amount of speed you can get from it?
Well, you can, on the autobahn, you can stretch its legs to as far as the gearbox goes. Really, to be honest.
Really?
So I mean, it's a very capable car. They come out the box quite toned down, but with tuning modifications, you can play with them. That can get really, really cranked up.
Yeah, no, I bet. There's another problem because there's always a problem with anything that's nice. There's always a problem, whether it's a partner. They're really nice, but there's always a problem. And the other thing that happened to me was it was one of those days when it was snowy. It had snowed. The snow had frozen, and then it snowed on top of the snow. And I was at work, and I had to come home 2:00 in the morning, and there wasn't even a tyre mark in the snow, and nobody'd gone out. But I had to get back home in this slippy, slidey, super light thing.
Rear-wheel drive.
Oh dear! So you're going up the motorway in one tyre. A lorry's been up, so you're trying to stay in the lorry tracks. And another lorry went past me I was doing about genuinely 22 mile an hour. I could have walked faster just to make sure that nothing happened. Then this wagon went past at about 60, and the wind of it blew me up onto a barrier.
Really?
And
they are crazy. I DJ in Newcastle, so obviously I've had to drive a few times from 3:00 in the morning. You didn't want to be driving now at that time of night,
No.
Unless you've got a tow truck with you. But no, they're a great bit of kit. And when I seen the photo on Facebook, I thought, oh, get in, man. I didn't realise you had one.
Yeah. No, nice memories, happy days, absolutely.
Oh,
great car, though.
Good car.
Yeah, good stuff.
But I just thought I'd check in.
I'm glad you did. Thanks a lot. How's the DJing going now that you're actually back in your seat again?
Yeah, that's it. I'm at Empress on a weekend,
cool.
on a Saturday night.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm working sometimes occasionally in Yolo Ponteland, but I used to do all the strip, but things have changed up there now.
What's happened?
Oh no, I've got new clubs in and all the rest
of it.
Right. So down all the rest of it.
Everybody seems to think, we're back to normal yet. We're a mile away from normal, aren't we? That's the thing. Mm-hmm. Still got a way to go. Hey, but good talking to you. Thanks, Scotty.
Yeah, come on.
All the best. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. There you go. Nice cars. As I say, nice always has a problem. There's always something going on with nice. Right, Trevor's with us, and he's in Gateshead. Hello, Trevor.
Hello, mate. You all right?
I'm good. What are you talking about?
Newcastle, mate. Mike Ashley needs to act now.
I presume you mean Steve Bruce. They get shot of him. Is that what you mean?
He's got to act now, mate. We are in desperate trouble now, man. I mean, look at Watford. I know that's silly for sacking the managers and all that, like they do. But they've got 7 points, we've got 3.
Right.
And I think Mike Ashley's just hanging on to the last 3 seasons that we're just scraped by. Steve Bruce is coming out every week with the same excuse every single week after the game now. And we've got Wilson back, we've got Shelby back, and we've got Dubravka coming back after the international break. Honest man, if it was anybody else, he'd be on borrowed time. I mean, surely does it not make sense to get rid of him? And that's going to be a lot to pay him off, right, Al?
Yeah, but think of it. Let's say he doesn't pay him off. Let's say he keeps him on, and in January...
Can you see a change? I know the takeover.
if the takeover, if it does phase, and I think it might come back, and if it does, it might be a little bit less money for them to pay, because I do think they'd renegotiate a little bit.
What happens if the damage is done by January, though, matey? Because what? Do you know what I mean?
Well, then the company that buy Newcastle would input so much money in it that you'd bounce straight back up from the Championship and pick up where they left off. But I hear what you say, and you just watch the game and you just shake your head, because you've got a couple of players there that really want to get forward. But they can't. But they can't defend. They can't defend is the problem. And Steve Bruce was a defender. You would have thought that was the bit that he'd get right.
Exactly, mate. But he's trying to find the balance, isn't he? And he's playing ESM as a number
Centre
9
forward. Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a quality player, but you can't he's wanting somebody to pass the ball in front of him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And also, I heard a rumour from one of the sports journalists that
Liverpool and
Chelsea are looking at him now, and they might not be prepared to sell him in January, but they would be prepared to sell him at the end of next season, at the end of this season. And you think, well, that's not what any Newcastle fan would want to hear.
Definitely not, man. Definitely not, mate. I mean, surely, fair enough, right? I mean, if he's not going to go as you in the next 2 weeks. But if we lose our next 2 games, surely something's got to be done. And bringing somebody like Chris Whale or even Frank Lampard, man, you know what I mean?
Would they make a difference? Because ultimately the money's still got to come from...
They need somebody to motivate them, mate, because he's not motivating them clearly. Even give Graham Jones a chance.
But you know yourself that they need probably 4, as far as I'm concerned, probably 5 players, don't they?
Oh, definitely, aye. But like, it's the way he's coming out in the press and he's saying, "Oh, do you not think I want a better team? Do you not think I want better players?" What's that? What kind of messages that send to the group of players that he's already got?
Well, a lot of the pundits seem to think that it's an impossible job to do because of the situation and the director. So
definitely it is, aye. It is, yeah.
So you see, the argument is, why not just leave him in place until a takeover comes in, and if a takeover does, then they can pick a manager that's different and perhaps better quality.
I hear you, mate. I hear you. But like you say, it's like if we've got to wait till January.
Dangerous.
The way we are going, mate, we're going to be done and dusted by the end of November. Yeah, man.
It's possible. That is possible.
And the games are getting harder and harder now.
No question.
There's no hard games in the Premier League. You know that. But we've had sort of what you could say maybe is what easiest games. And we're going, the run to Christmas is getting naughty now, you know.
Yeah.
And it's getting to the point for a Newcastle fan. You look at the results on a Saturday afternoon, and you're buzzing if Sunderland's got beat.
Right. Well, they've not been doing a lot of that lately, but they did it the weekend.
They've been doing well, Sunderland, and fair play to them, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Fair play to them.
Yeah, but what you'd ideally, if Sunderland get promoted into the Championship, you don't want to join them just to get a derby. Be nice if Newcastle could hang on in there and wait till Sunderland can climb up to the next level. No, absolutely. Must move on, Trev, but thanks for coming on, mate. Good to chat to you. Take it easy. It is a bit of a nightmare at St James's Park. Anyway, we are taking a quick break. We're back. You're on into the news.
There's a door.
It's absolutely freezing here.
Kenny?
Yeah?
Can you get across and see what that is?
Oh, really?
Go for it.
Oh, God, look at this doll.
Absolutely. Now, don't break anything.
Yes, people heard it.
Thank you for that.
It was clear as day.
To us?
God. No, this goes into the loft.
You can't go in there then, Kenny.
Oh, no, you might fall through the...
No, you'll fall through
you will fall through the...
Yeah, Kenny would fall through the rafters. So was it here or was it in there?
It was...
I thought it was in there, man.
It sounded really close.
It didn't sound that close. I thought.
Well, it sounded close enough to be the next room, I think. Because people heard it.
The door, yeah.
I know, I just seen it.
I thought it was in this room, mate.
Yeah, I thought it was this room too. sounded like a good way away, but it sounded like in here.
There's stuff in here. I'm telling you.
They did say there was activity up here, though.
Yeah, but not this much.
I know. They did say that it was a...
It's kicked off right from the very beginning.
This is like 50 yards in here.
Now they've just got lottery funding to. Yeah, have you got the night vision?
It's in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
leave
in
it
here.
on and...
Yeah, leave it on, Ken.
Just leave it set up in here.
Maybe on one of the dolls, because the balls have already started going
Put
off.
on Ted. Leave it on Supernatural Ted.
Right, put on Ted.
Look at all those cobwebs next to Gwen.
We could put them both together if you like.
That's an idea.
Obviously, the suitcase is old and there was activity over there.
Yeah.
Put on Ted. Put it on Ted there.
You can put it on the top there.
That's it.
Can you get him?
Yeah.
You'll get all the extra footage.
Yeah, we make sure that
If you're a supporter on YouTube or Facebook,
Yeah.
all the extra footage
Oh,
will be on there.
Honestly, you should see the stuff that's happening in here. You should see the white balls that are going past here. Like orbs everywhere, just going past.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's gone mad.
That is absolutely
That's the reason why
ridiculous.
it's doing what it's doing.
Obviously. Oh, look at that. Floating around Ted there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Have you got the ball visible?
Seriously, look.
Have you got the ball visible though? If it goes off, will it see it?
Yeah. Go on. Can you see that? Don't know if you can, you know.
I think you need to be closer.
Oh, Alan, there's all kinds of stuff flying around you. Oh, I think that will get it there, like. There, it just went off. How bad is that? Come on, Gwen.
Come on then. Do you want to talk? Do you like to talk to us? Whoever's here, whatever's here. If you're one of the children, talk to us.
Just light up the balls.
Oh,
That could just have been
that
you.
might be
That.
me when I put that down there. Both of them went off, though, look. That is ridiculous. Seriously, that was ridiculous.
Maybe they want to be together. Maybe they want to be together. If you want to talk to us,
That was
talk to us. In fact, I know what I'm going to do.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get out of here. This is just...
I'm just going to put one of the balls on them. So they're touching.
Right, that's on.
I think it's better where they were, mine. But
People say they've got to be touching the doll to
oh, have they?
communicate.
Okay. Got it. Boom.
Honestly, on the night cam, you have no idea. There is orbs just
I'm in the attic here. I'm looking for members of the Spence Watson family. Talk to us. Talk to us. Is Duty there?
Fred?
It's me. Is Arnold there? Is Arnold there?
Oh my God!
What's happened?
There's just an orb above Gwen and above.
Talk to me. Come on. Did you all come back here to be together? Did you come back so you could all be together? Speak to us. Speak to us. Come on. Is this where you used to play?
News.
Did you play?
I'm Andy Hayes.
Thank you very much. Let's get into Night Owls. Whatever you want to talk about, that's what we do. Also, we got a chance for you to win a prize tonight. And we're playing our new game that it's only 2 weeks old, but it seems to be going well, so you seem to like it. We used to whip out What's It's. Now we're whipping out Who's It's. And whose greatest hits are we talking about? I'm going to give you 4 clues. Each clue will give you the name of a track, a hit, a greatest hit, and you've got to tell me who had all of those greatest hits. It'll be the same artist, but who is it? From 4, I like to think, fairly clever clues. Like this. This is clue number 1. What Dr. Frankenstein made all of the dead body parts into? Okay? What Dr. Frankenstein made all of the dead body parts into? The answer to that is a song, big hit, a greatest hit. Work it out. See if you can find a song that fits. And I'll give you 3 more clues, all by the same artist. See how you fare. Let's get back into the calls. And we have next Lisa from Killingworth. Hello, Lisa.
Hiya, how are you doing?
I'm good. Good to talk to you. Best and worst gifts, I gather you're wading into.
Worst gift.
Uh-oh.
Well, when you bought a house with somebody, you kind of stump with what to buy. So I bought a Karcher pressure washer.
All right, yes, uh-huh.
It got thrown back at me.
Right. Isn't that the equivalent of buying, like a bloke buying you pans for Christmas? Or do you know what I mean? It's saying, get out and wash the car, it's filthy, you mug. Isn't that what that's really saying?
Well, I paid 220 quid for it, and I thought it was a really good present.
Right, no, it's an expensive present, but...
Uh-huh. I thought it was worthwhile, but obviously not.
No, it's just that it's the kind of present that if you give it to somebody, you'll expect them to use it. And when they use it, can you call that recreation? You're getting rid of leaves and washing cars.
We had a new house. We had dogs. I just thought it was a brilliant present.
I happen to agree with you, but it's not. It's not really a. And I don't know what he's into, but it's not like a season ticket or a crate of beers or.
It was thrown back at me, and we split up.
Right.
And afterwards, I was asked if they could borrow it back.
No, I read that out early on. I think now that's just cheeky. That is just cheeky. So it just shows you were right all along, and he was just an ungrateful so-and-so.
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing. What was your best one then?
The best one, right? I'm going back in the years.
Okay.
I can remember the first present I can remember at Christmas in 1972.
Blimey, right?
Was I wanted a red scooter and a red torch. That's all I wanted.
Oh, bless.
And my parents got me that.
Uh-huh.
And I can still remember it.
Explain the red torch.
I don't know, just what I wanted then. And that's probably one of my earliest memories.
Right.
I know it's weird, but that's one of my earliest memories.
The Bain wants a what? A red torch. Okay. It's just random, isn't it? The scooter, I absolutely understand. But the torch, yeah. But this is the thing. Sometimes you want something and it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Mm-hmm. It's just got to be what you want. And then it's as good as possible. That's the thing. People forget that. And sometimes they think, I'm just going to get loads of stuff. And that's not
what... To be honest, back in 1972, there weren't all the games that they've got now.
Oh, of course not.
It was just basics, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
And a red torch and red scooter.
That'll do. No, I hear you. Absolutely. Okay. Anything else then, Lise?
No, that's fine.
Good stuff. Thanks for coming on. And she's absolutely right. If you go back in the day, forget computer games. There were no such things as even CDs back then. We're talking vinyl. Incidentally, you know how vinyl's massively on the increase? Apparently, the biggest company in Britain that make LPs, and they're coming back big style, says they're not going to be releasing too many at the present moment because all of the vinyl comes from Europe and they haven't got a deal and it's too expensive and they're holding them to ransom and they're rubbing their noses in it like they can now because of Brexit. 0191 488 3188. Isn't it weird? Pasta shortage, petrol shortage, vinyl shortage? I mean, surely we've got the capability of creating vinyl in this country. Is it super complicated? I don't know. 0191 488 3188. David is with us in Durham. Hello, David.
Hello, Alan. You all right? Nice to hear you.
Champion. Thank you, man. What are you talking about?
Can I just point out very clearly I've tried all my life to talk to you. How sad is that?
No, it's a good thing. I tell you, everybody's got to have an ambition. I'm glad you fulfilled it.
Hey, that's amazing, mate. I mean, from the times I used to put the radio on dead quiet as a child.
Brilliant.
And listen to your ghost stories. Which makes us feel, even though now I live within Durham, but to be home as a Geordie, to listen to your voice.
Thank you.
Really, really, it's heart-willing, to be honest with you.
Thank you, man.
And I've always tried to ring you, always tried to talk to you, and it's amazing that I've been able to be honest with you.
Well, hoorah.
Can I just say that it's when you try to get your head round, I mean, I'm 44 now, and when I was at school, we used to sit and a lot of people used to talk to each other and talk about how, what was on Alan Robson the night before. How it brings us back quite a lot, and I think a lot of people out there would support that sort of feeling. And, it's amazing, mate, absolutely amazing. And I think the opportunity to even talk to you and say how that sort of thing, But I still enjoy sometimes when I feel that I should be back home, doing my way I am in the world, but to listen to you.
Yeah,
brings you online.
Brings you closer to your back door, and I understand.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man.
Cool.
It keeps me remember you, Geordie. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, thank you for that. Good of you.
As I say, onwards and upwards and all that sort of thing.
Absolutely, 100%. Hey, good talking to you, man. Thanks for ringing.
Yeah, I'll
appreciate it.
What you doing, mate?
Bye bye. Oh, that's just nice. And I lose sight a lot of how immersive everything was back in the day, and it's hard to get your head around where it is and where it went, if you know what I mean, because it was such a monster in a nice way. 0191 488 3188. However, let us talk about stuff, and we want your best and worst gifts, please. We hear the snow warnings. That's not what we want to hear. And also, the Tories have given a banker a peerage, like a knighthood, and a job as a minister because he gave the party £147,000. Surely there's got to be some kind of law about stuff like that, isn't there? Isn't that filed under icky? I don't know. It might just be me. Let's go and talk to Pete, who is near Shieldfield. Hello, Pete.
Hello, Alan. How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. Thank you for calling. What's your topic tonight?
Well, I'm ringing up to just mention an event that's happening in the Victoria Tunnel.
All right.
I'm a tour guide down there.
Right.
And we've got a local singer. His name's Larry Page. And he wrote a song after a tragedy at Tarset Street in World War II.
Right.
And he wrote a song about one of his relatives. And he sang it on the 80th anniversary down at St. Anne's, and we're having him singing in the tunnel. And it's just a local artist. He sings all sorts of, Linda's Farm, Jimmy Neal, Paul Rogers Police, and he's going to sing the Battlefield Tragedy. I think it's, for the cost, it's just really good to have a local singer in the Victoria Tunnel.
God, I bet the acoustics in there are incredible.
Yeah, we have Sound of the Underground on. It's amazing. It's underground.
Right.
Just the sound, and there's no neighbours to complain about the noise.
Yeah, if you can cope with bombs during World War II, you can probably manage with a guy singing, I would have thought.
I think we should get away with that.
Yeah. So when is it? How much is it? How do people get tickets?
So it's on the 15th of this month, so 2 weeks Friday gone. It's 12 quid a ticket, and you book them online on the Ousburn Trust website.
Right.
And it's called Sounds of the Underground.
Sounds of the Underground. And give us the date again.
It's the 15th of October, so...
15th, you got a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Couple of weeks to get your tickets and then go and... Yeah. And if you've never been down the tunnels before, you really want to have a look down there. It's amazing.
I mean, it's great to come down and have a look, and then, you might get interested to do a tour.
Yeah,
or
no,
come
absolutely.
And see Santa Claus or anything else.
Hey, no, that's great. Thanks for tipping us the wink, man. Appreciate it.
But guess what?
What's that?
It never snows in the Victoria Tunnel.
Funny
so
that.
If you want to get away from the snow.
Absolutely. It's funny that. That's great. Thanks, man. Take care.
All right, thanks a lot. Take care.
Thanks, man. Bye-bye. Isn't that good? Pete there doing some good work for Victoria Tunnels. And we have Eugenian from Kent. Hello.
Hello.
Hello there. Good to talk to you. I happen to know what you're all about. Do tell us everything about this amazing new radio station you've got.
Oh, my God. Okay. I wasn't prepared for you to ask me so directly that. That's fine. We're launching a new radio station on the same day Pete is actually doing his event,
right.
The 15th of this month.
Uh-huh.
And we would love you to have you on.
Right. Well, I mean, I haven't worked out timings and what have you yet, but I'm going to have a look at that. But in the meantime, tell us about this station. It's called Glitterbeam. What's it all about? I've heard it's quite a spectacular station.
Well, it's a radio station created entirely for the LGBTQ+ community.
Right.
In the Northeast.
Uh-huh.
We got volunteers from everywhere in the UK, from Brighton to Plymouth to Newcastle, Sunderland, Kent, and a little bit everywhere.
Right.
They do all remotely.
Uh-huh.
And they do shows. We start with a long marathon, which is 40 hours.
Right.
All presenters, and we're going to have the mayor of Newcastle, the mayor of North Tyneside, and, we're going to have lots of leaders, lots of guests as well.
Right.
And we were hoping to have someone like you as a guest because, my other half working, my other working half, which is the co-founder, is listened to you since when he was a little baby.
Right, brilliant.
And he said, if we do this, I need Alan.
Right. If I can work out a time, we'll make it happen. Okay. If I don't know what I'm doing on the day, but if I can, I will. Okay.
You've got 40 hours.
Right.
So.
Yeah, 40 hours to fill. Brilliant. Well, we'll sort something out, I'm sure. Right, but what's going to be on, though? You haven't told us what's on. We know it's for the community, but what's going to be on? What kind of shows are you doing?
We got shows pretty much for everyone, not just for the LGBTQ+ community.
Uh-huh.
We got show with special genre of music from countries, just 90s, just 80s, all big success like you amazingly do on Greatest Hits. So all big anthems. We got shows that are specifically targeted to the LGBTQ+ community with news every day. We got entertainment. We got RuPaul's Drag Race review with a comedian, which is Jade Adams.
Right.
We got a little bit of everything, really.
Right.
We don't really have yet a show where people just phone in and tell whatever they want.
Sure.
But we don't want to do that because, well, you're the king of that. So we're not going to do anything.
Hey, help yourself. There's plenty of room for everybody, man. No worries. No worries at all. No, it's great. It's a breakthrough, though, isn't it? I mean, to have your own station so you can spread the rainbow further.
It's a dream. It's a project. It started like a hobby, a game, grew up a lot, and we're here now. So
Hooray!
yeah.
So how do people reach you? How do people get on? I got. Is it a digital thing?
At the moment, we are online. So
Right.
Beam has the app or on the smart devices, smart home, smart TV, on the website.
Right.
But we will be on digital in the Northeast.
Gotcha.
From the 15th at 7 a.m.
7 a.m. on the 15th,
let
and that's
me-
the
let me
beginning of the
say-
marathon.
Let me say thank you to Greatest Hits
Hey,
to
no worries.
allow this.
Hey, not a problem. Hey, we're absolutely supportive. We're on the team. Thank you very much for all you're doing. We appreciate it. Enjoy and have some fun, and hopefully we can be in touch, okay?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
No worries. Good man. There you go. Brand new radio station. Tremendous. 0191 488 3188. Let's have a star talking about stuff, shall we? Richie Sambora, Bon Jovi. God blimey. What's he talking about?
Let's take you back just a little way, first of all, because this band from New Jersey that was sending out demos all over the place at the very beginning, did you ever think there'd be a time when you'd be free to do your own thing as wildly as you have?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I always, as a guy, I mean, before I got in this band, I was always been a lead singer in every band that I was in before this. So it was just a matter of time before I picked it up again. I'm very passionate about singing. I really love to sing. So it's an important part of my makeup as a human being. Also, I mean, there's songs inside me that I need to get out to, and I think going by my track record, I know how to make records, and it's something that I love to do. I mean, there's really two things that I like to do in my life. Of course, be with my family and my wife and my child, and make music. So I mean, I'm a pretty simple guy in that way.
Did you never feel like pushing John out of the way and doing a couple of songs on Bon Jovi albums?
No, I mean, I knew that I would always have my chance to be able to sing, and it was just kind of a career that was been lurking back there and waiting for a time period to come out. I'm the kind of guy that's a working musician, and when you're in the band that's working that good, that we were popping pretty good back there to the tune of 75 million records. So I wasn't about to stop that train, you know what I'm saying? But now that when I do have the time to make my own records, I'm very, very proud.
Yes. Are you all back together again? All six of you? All six of you? Talk to me. Who's there? Reno. Speak to me. Are your parents with you? Is Robert and Elizabeth there? Robert? Is that you, Elizabeth? Sounds like a woman. Elizabeth? Elizabeth was feisty. During World War II, during World War I, we were fighting Germany, and everybody thought she was just posh and she was temperance, wanting everybody to stop drinking. And one day there was a gang of thugs breaking windows in a house in Bensham, in a shop that was owned by a German Jew. And the Jewish gentleman hated the Germans, and the emperor and everybody connected with them. And Elizabeth went round and physically punched members of the gang. What was that, Kenny?
I don't know. I think it was just a fly or something.
Just saw you jump. So Elizabeth was a tough Quaker. She wasn't a softie. Speak to me, Elizabeth. Are you proud of what you've done with this house, Elizabeth? Come on, we come here especially for you. Come on. Talk to us. Talk to us. Talk to us. Go.
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 Go. You don't want us here? Are we in a private place for you? Should we not be here? We just want to see you. We want to experience you. Tell us your story, please.
It's strange because all them orbs that were there before are just all disappeared. They were all round there before.
Well, let's move on.
That is strange.
Let's find the next thing to do. Just for 1 second, with no noise, let's just scan the room. Last time we were quiet, we got some stuff. I'm going to walk away. Ow. Oh, that was me there. Come on. Did you hear that? Like something fell?
As you said that, an orb on the night cam here just went down.
We had nothing but noise. Now we've got absolute quiet. And when we're walking around, and I'm in biggish boots tonight. I was just for a moment, I said, where's Gwen? You put her over there. I was looking at the window, she wasn't there. Let's look at the other rooms. Let's check them out. Absolutely. Did you hear that?
That was in that corner.
I thought it was the roof.
There's nothing above it to roof.
But that's where the noise was there. Torches out if we can, Ken. Just.
Okay.
What was that?
Did you hear a cry?
Yeah, like a screech.
I heard a screech.
Or a cry or a squeak.
I heard a cry.
Cry.
And something moving there. This is just fascinating.
It is creepy in here. Sometimes it's best just to stop.
Is that you breathing?
No. Wait, I hope so. Did you hear a cry?
I heard a cry.
There was a cry just there. It's something in that corner, isn't it?
It is.
Did you get something in that corner before?
There was noise there as well. Just heard noise there before.
I don't know what that is over there. That's just weird. This is where the children play. If you're, I know you did. I know it came from over there. If there's children here, let yourself be known. Let yourself be known. If there's children here, show yourself. Let yourself be known. Come on, let's go through to the.
There's some weird.
Let's get through to the other place.
There's some weird stuff in here. Like, there's some weird stuff in here.
I don't understand.
Hang on.
Just the stairs.
Moving there. There's a what's that shadow on the wall moving? There's a shadow on the wall moving. Am I seeing things? Oh, it's from that. I just see a shadow moving there. It's that.
That was the trap I said.
No way.
I tied that thing to it about 20 minutes before we started. I put a doll on a shelf.
I just see a shadow moving on the wall.
It's that though, isn't it?
It is that moving. That is moving.
Yeah, it's moving.
What's that then? Up on?
488 3188.
Greatest Hits Radio.
And it is off to Eddie in Long Benton we go. Hello, Eddie.
Good evening, Alan.
Hello, how's things?
Let's talk about hospitals, eh?
Yeah, I had a feeling. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
No, I mean, are you still in the hospital?
Oh, no. That's the problem. My spinal operation's been cancelled 7 times.
Blimey.
I go for my COVID test tomorrow, and then hopefully on Thursday, I get the spinal operation.
Oh, how long have you waited so far then?
For that, 2 years.
Oh, what? And you've had pain and problems for 2 years?
Well, that's not the only thing, Alan. I've got a hip that's smashed to pieces. The left hip is totally gone.
So that's the next one after this, is it?
Well, no, what's happened is my surgeon, I'm not going to mention any names, my surgeon referred me to another surgeon that can do the operation quicker than him, because he said to me, it'll be November, Ed, before I can get to see you about your operation on your hip.
Right.
And I said, okay. So he put us through to another surgeon, and the surgeon refused to see us and refused to do the operation with no reason.
What?
Yeah, so at the moment, pals are looking into it. You know, the people that deal with complaints in the hospital, they're looking into it as to why he refused to even see us. I was supposed to see him in September,
right?
And I would have had the operation this October. And so they're looking into it. So what he's done is he's passed us back to my original surgeon.
Right.
So it's not going to be November now. He says, Ed, I'm fully booked till January. I says, I cannot go this long with this hip like this, because I'm literally crawling around the house. Yeah. Even with a walking stick, it takes me hours to do anything in the morning.
Right.
And that pain doesn't ease. I've got to, when I go to bed, I lie on my right side because I can't lie on my left side because of the hip. I've got to put a cushion between my legs to keep the left leg up off the right leg.
Right.
To sleep. And I don't get very good sleep, and I'm waiting for a left shoulder operation, which that's fine. I know that's going to happen anyway, so that's the 3 operations I'm waiting for.
What happened to you? Did you fall out of a plane or something? You're all to hell.
No, what it is, Alan, it's a vascular necrosis, and what happens is your muscles rot down to nothing, so you end up with bone to bone.
Right, lovely.
But the hip, they don't know how that's managed to end up the way it is. Literally, I haven't got a hip. So, you know, that was my main concern. I really wanted the hip done first.
Right.
But with this guy saying, no, I'm not even going to see him, and I'm thinking, hang on, that can't be right, you know. Surely, God, even if you just seen us.
Well, the whole point of a referral is to speed things up, not to say, well, miss the queue and get even further down the line. I mean, that's...
Yeah, that's what's happened. I went from November seeing my original surgeon now to January with my original surgeon. And all the letter I got from the other surgeon was, due to unforeseen circumstances, we've had to cancel your appointment. So I rang up the secretary and said, look, what's happened? Is it COVID? And no, Ed, you've just been passed back to your original guy, your original surgeon, because he didn't want to see you. He didn't want to do the operation. I went, well, that's not right.
Did he ever meet you?
No, it's not even a surgeon I know. I was just referred to him because he's got a shorter waiting list.
Right.
So
it wasn't because he met you and he didn't like you. He didn't even give you the chance.
Didn't give us a chance, Alan, no. So I really do. I'm baffled. So I'm waiting to see what pals are doing about it. They're looking into it. I haven't had a reply yet. That was a couple of weeks ago. And I just don't know what's going to happen, because I'm not happy, obviously. I want to know why.
Blimey, no.
He didn't even want to see us, you know.
But what it's saying is that if you're crawling around now and you're going to have a major back surgery, which will make it even harder for you to crawl around, and you're going to have to keep crawling till January. I mean, that's 3 more months.
Well, even my neighbours have turned around and said that they've never seen me look so bad is how I'm walking now, because I've got a dog. I've got a dog walker that does my dog as well. But the days that he doesn't do the dog, I've got to take him out on the field with a walking stick and try to give him some exercise, you know. I'm not going to get rid of my dog. I'm not going to be one of these that's, you know, COVID's finished and get rid of the dog. No way, because I love my dog. He's a rescue dog.
What kind of dog is it?
He's a cross between an Akita and a German Shepherd. So
He's a decent size. Can you not just get yourself a bogey? Hook yourself up.
You know what it is, Alan? I used to have a mobility scooter, but my friend's mum had a triple heart bypass in Poland, and I sent it to her when I was okay.
That's right.
And I gave it to her, and I thought, God, you know what it is I could do with that now.
No, it was a nice thing you did, and that good thing will come back at some point and sort you out. I'm sure karma does that. But I just can't understand if a doctor refers you to another surgeon, surely the least they can do is give you the courtesy of seeing you, even if they say, we're not doing those kind of operations, or I don't want to be. I mean, they do have a choice.
He's a hip specialist. He's as good as the surgeon I've got, you know. And that's why I can't understand it. It's really baffling, and I'm so annoyed because I'm in so much pain. People don't believe the amount of morphine I'm drinking that I have to just to relieve the pain and try and get some sleep. I don't get much sleep. I get a couple of hours if I'm lucky, you know.
Nightmare.
It's crazy.
No, it's because with things like that, and I had a friend of mine who had a big problem with his lower back and, you know, having to have vertebrae removed and what have you.
Oh, God.
And he was just to try and get a few hours because he'd be lying in bed and then he would turn naturally, because you do, and whoop, and then you're wide awake for the next 2 to 3 hours. And then you try to get down again. It's a nightmare. I don't envy you.
I know where he's coming from. It's absolute murder.
Hey, well, good luck to you, man, Eddie. I'm so sorry to hear about it. Let's know how you get on with the complaint, though.
I will do.
Interesting to see what happens
I'm
here.
just waiting here from pals. If I hear something, I'll get back on you and let you know what the answer is, because I'm curious myself as to why he wouldn't see us.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know?
Let's hope we get an answer. Thanks for coming on, Ed. Good luck.
Right, thank you.
Cheers, man. Oh, what a damn shame. And you can tell that he just wants, let's get past this. Had enough for the 2 years. Had enough. Let's get me well now. 0191 488 3188. Sue is with us in Washington. Hello, Sue.
Hello, Alan. Hi.
Hi. What can we do for you?
Right. The first time I spoke about it was when Chris sat in for you.
Right.
And so I'm just updating. We went down Lynn a couple of weeks ago for Mum's birthday, because it was her 80th birthday.
Ah, lovely.
And we got there on the Saturday, and her birthday was on the Monday, and she said, "Oh, your sister's in hospital," because my sister and brother-in-law had been away for a few days.
Right.
I mean, she's just getting her mobility car, and then I was trying to get her, like, on the Thursday and Friday before, to speak to her, to say, look, I'm going to get some banners and balloons, and what do you think? And I couldn't get hold of her before we went.
Right.
Because when we got down there on the Saturday, I said, "Oh, she's in hospital. She's got an infection."
Right.
I said, "Oh, no, God." Anyway, and we hadn't heard anything, and that was, didn't hear anything from Peter or anything, and until the Wednesday morning, following Wednesday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And he came, well, we were just sitting down for a breakfast, and he just came in. He said, right, he says, he says it's not just an infection. It's, what is it again? Oh, God, can't think now. It's gone out of my head. Sepsis.
Oh, lovely.
She's got sepsis. So he said she's on IVF fluids, like IVF thing, like intravenous antibiotics and stuff.
Right.
And anyway, he said on Monday she had new, all of white cells had zapped, full stop. There was no white cells. And she was so bad, and they had to give her blood, and then she had several other things done. And she had an MRI done, and basically she's got 3 to 6 months.
Oh, no.
So,
How old is she?
She's 4 years older than me, so she's 58.
Oh, blimey, that's no age at all.
No, 3
No
to 6
age
months.
at all. I'm
but
so sorry.
I mean, I find it really difficult because, and I was talking to my friend, and she said she's broken, you know, and she won't even answer phone calls or messages. Or, you know, when you message her that,
she's given up.
Gone into herself. And I spoke to my brother, and my brother, he's just like my dad, and he's got such a gentle nature about him. And he said, look, he said, Sue, he said, you got to understand. He said, you know, Deb's had the worst news ever, you know, and you just got to leave them alone, leave that family alone to get their heads around it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That is fair.
And I said, yeah, but I mean, see, what she did was she sent me a message, and it was quite horrible, and but and it was also having to go at my mum as well and stuff. So we couldn't make out why.
She's feeling bitter about her life, and that makes you feel bitter about everybody else's life.
Yeah, and my brother said, look, she's just angry at the whole world.
She's venting.
You know?
Yeah.
hmm And he said, look, she will contact you soon, but she's just got to get her head around it.
Yeah.
And it's just, this is what I'm finding hard. I mean, I just want to speak to it, you know, and...
You'll get the chance. You'll get the chance to do that. Just, she's been given a shock. She hasn't come to terms with it. She needs a bit of time to do that. Give her the courtesy of... She hasn't got a lot of time, but she wants a bit for herself.
Yeah. But what it is, because he said they might try the chemo.
Right.
And if they try chemo, that could give her a year.
Right. If she's prepared to take it, and that's the thing. That's the choice she has to make.
We don't even know if she'll do it, you know, because we're not hearing anything. So
it's a quality of life thing, because she knows if she does the chemo thing, she's going to be ill until she dies. If she doesn't take the chemo thing, she gets a little bit of time where she's free from pain to enjoy a little bit less time, but to enjoy it rather than be losing hair and having all the side effects. So it's a hard balance. I don't know I don't think anybody really knows which way they'll go until they're in a situation like that themselves.
No, I mean, I honestly didn't think, and I was like, well, Nick, why won't she speak? And he said, you've got to understand. He said, it's like there's stages you go through from diagnosis to whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And this is a stage where that's just blown her mind, and you know, and it's just like
you can't imagine what she's going through, because you've not had to do anything, fortunately, of anything of the same sort, and you've just got to give her the little bit of time that she needs. But you've also got to take a lot of what she's saying at the moment with a pinch of salt, because it's she's just letting loose at everybody, and I can't blame her for that.
Yeah. So, but that's I just thought I'd like to
bring us up to date.
We
appreciate it.
And honestly, my sincere thanks to Chris for letting me come on.
Never an issue.
Talk about it.
Never an issue, Sue. Just stay strong. She'll come round.
Yeah,
she'll come round.
I hope so.
I'm sure she will. Good luck to you all, Sue. Thanks again, darling.
Right. Thank you.
What a shame. Families again. My goodness. 01914 488 3188. Another quick break, and we got a superstar coming your way pretty soon. So get ready for that.
What was it?
I don't know. Might be a treasure.
Seriously.
Put your hand out. It's alive.
Don't. What is it?
Oh, it's screws and stuff. Put them back in.
This is absolutely crazy. This is crazy. We haven't even been in the second room.
Well, this is technically the second room.
This is the second room, yeah.
This is the first floor. We haven't been in any of the rooms in the building, proper building. They're getting this redone by the
lottery funding.
The lottery funding, that's right.
Do you know, you can feel the coldness as soon as you hit here.
Yeah.
As soon as you get there, it's freezing cold. It's absolutely freezing cold.
It's bitter in here.
But it's warmer than them other rooms there that we just come out of on the same level. I can't understand that.
Just the odd noise every now
All
and then.
the time. Stand still.
Yeah, just stand still, let it happen. If there's anyone with us, we're not here to disturb you, but we would love you to join. We'd love you to join in. Share the journey with us.
There. Listen, that was 2. They're not moving. We aren't moving.
No. Could that have been a reply?
That's what I mean. There's a noise there.
And that's spooky.
Oh, good, yeah. I'm done.
I'm surprised Tony hasn't
So
fallen.
is them legs popping out the bottom there? How he died?
I'm surprised you haven't fallen in love with another doll.
No, this is not as charming as Gwen.
Charming. You don't want to leave this room, do you? Because you know there's stuff in there.
There's stuff happening in there.
Yeah.
But that room there, that's look at that old typewriter. That takes you back in the day.
Doesn't it?
Absolutely.
You come in there. Leave it.
Yeah, we can leave that because there's another battery.
We'll
to-
leave that,
yeah,
can't
that
we?
could
Leave
be
it
the
on.
one that will leave static, and then we
No,
can.
do you keep seeing things
All the time.
in this bottom corner?
Yeah, there's like a moving blackness.
There is. There's a tangle up here. That's just the ceiling. Go
That
check
was
it
the
out.
ceiling, I think. Oh.
The voice of the North. Greatest Hits Radio.
Okay, who's lurking in the darkness? I think it is Mark, who's in Gateshead. Hello, Mark.
Oh.
Hello there.
We got through eventually.
Hooray! What can we do for you?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a wildlife and hedgehog fan.
Right.
So I just wanted to point out to people that don't put your pumpkins out because they kill hedgehogs.
Pumpkins kill... How do pumpkins kill hedgehogs?
It gives them diarrhea.
Right. So if they put a pumpkin out, hang it. Don't stand it on your step.
No. When they finish with their pumpkins, put them in the bin or just take them away. Just don't leave them on the floor.
Don't leave them on the floor. That's the plan.
Hedgehogs are sick, and they like to eat anything that's about. And I look after several hedgehogs. I work for a local hedgehog charity.
Right.
Cat charity.
Yeah.
So putting pumpkins out after you've done what you've done with them for your
With the candles and what have you. No, I understand. Gotcha.
what you do.
I was told years ago, and I have done this religiously, because when I was young, my parents said, "Oh, if you want to feed hedgehogs, put some bread and milk out." And then
no,
I know
no,
I hear that, but and then I was about 6 or 7 when they told me this. When I got a little bit older, a friend said, no, cat food or dog food's what a hedgehog would like. What's the right thing we should put out then if we're trying to feed these little prickly friends?
They're an endangered species now. So all you have to do is put cat or dog food out.
It is cat food or dog food.
No milk, no bread, no nuts. They're very picky on what they eat, but they're thick, so they're like humans. You know, you eat what? Ooh, that looks nice. I'll eat that. But it's not good for them.
Right. So, I mean, what do they eat in nature then? Is it like worms and slugs and stuff?
No, they don't eat slugs. They hate slugs.
So what do they eat then?
Worms.
It is worms, right? Okay, but not slugs.
Worms, they're okay with worms. They're okay with dog and cat food,
right?
In any form, gravy or meat. That some will argue about that, but
right.
Hogs will mostly like dry food, and when it's summer, you only put dry food out because flies get on wet food and lay their eggs.
Right, I see. Gotcha.
And that leads to lung stuff issues with hedgehogs and stuff.
Gotcha.
So I'm just trying to highlight hedgehogs are quite. They're one of our best home breeds of animal,
right?
And they don't need bread, milk. They don't need anything else. You can put out some dry cat food or
dog food,
but lots of water bowls. Water
right.
bowls is the best thing you can do for hedgehogs.
Right.
Water
okay.
bowls.
Now, they're amazing things. I once saw a hedgehog climb an ivy fence, get to the top of the fence, and then just fall off the top, land in a ball, and then just tootle off. It was the most amazing thing, because you would never think a hedgehog would climb up a fence, but it did. And
a hedgehog can do a 6-foot fence.
Yeah.
It's much easier to put a little hole in
the floor. I
fence.
understand that.
Put a little hole, it's like 5-6 inches in the bottom of any of your garden hole fences.
Yeah.
So a hedgehog can move between because their habitat has been took away from them, and now they're struggling. So now that's why I'm supporting them. So
Good.
I'm just giving a big shout out for hedgehogs because I have like 4 or 5 that come in my 2 gardens. They've got a hedgehog highway.
Right.
They've got houses. They've got everything they need.
Right.
But other people don't. You know, I've got CCTV, so that's how I discovered I had hedgehogs.
Right. Now, they're lovely things. We should help them if we can. Thanks for looking after them, Mark, and thanks for your advice. Appreciate it.
Lovely. Thank you.
Okay, no worries. You take care. 01914 488 3188. Okay, bit of music, bit of a superstar too. Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel. You know what we're going to play. But let's get him talking about music.
Just want to talk about a few of your heroes. When you were little and growing up, what music turned you into the career that you ended up having?
Well, my mother was a jazz singer, war years.
Yeah.
So she sang around the house all the time. It was a very poor working class family, 5 kids. My dad was a milkman, you know.
Right, brilliant.
So there was no real money about, but they had a radiogram.
Right,
big old bush piece of kit, big old furniture, absolutely. And that had a deck a deck, and a big compartment next to it for the
records.
78s and some albums, And I liked big band music. My mum was just singing all day long to the jazz music, you know, because she sang it when she was a young woman and semi-professionally. And when I was 11 or 12, I spent a lot of time in hospital as a kid. And over a period between the age of 3 and 16, I spent 3 or 4 years altogether. And when I was 12 in '63, I think by then Dylan was coming out with The Magic, you know, the times they are changing and blowing in the wind. And I was getting things like that brought down to me in hospital. I knew something was happening. Not just the Beatles, you see. I loved the Beatles. I bought Love Me Do.
Yeah.
That was '62.
Yeah.
So I was only 11. Bought Love Me Do, Please Please Me. I had all them. From Me to You, I Want to Hold Your Hand was my great favourite in 63 to 64.
Which one actually got you to decide that this is something that you wanted to do?
Dylan showed me that I was a very avid reader. I was a studious boy, and I was reading serious poetry and literature that was extracurricular. You know, I was reading T.S. Eliot and D.H. Lawrence poetry, and Steinbeck's novels and Hemingway's novels. I was reading them when I was 12 to 16. You know, when I was away from school.
Right.
So I loved literature, and then I loved music. And Dylan came along and said, "You can do both." He's very, very special.
Make sure you share this, though. Please share this. This family were amazing. They wanted to come back in spirit. So share as much as you possibly can. It would help us a lot if you did. We are...
Something touching my hair. I swear to God, there's something touching my hair this side. Just there.
Just seeing if it's a cobweb.
No, it's lifting my hair. Honestly. It just lifted my hair there.
The ladies before said that there was women that some of the children used to like brushing people's hair.
They wouldn't be able to reach. It's there.
Is it cooler there than any? It's cooled. Yeah, it's cooled.
It's. I don't get this.
Makes you wonder what they did up here
Man.
when they were playing. All kinds of things happened here.
This is frightening.
Absolutely.
It's frightening, but I'm not frightened. That's what I can't understand. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Just keep hearing footprints and footsteps.
Oh, I've never experienced that before. Alan, stand there. Just stand there. Take your hat off. See if you get to see him.
Brush my hair. Brush my hair. I've got hair kind of like they had back in the day. Brush my hair. I feel 3 times colder here than it was. I don't know why, because there's no drafts.
No, there's none. You see something there?
Yeah.
Right. There's something in this room, isn't there?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
there's
no
something
question
we
about
can
it.
tell.
Yeah,
We can tell.
there's something in here.
We can tell.
Yeah, there's definitely something here.
Right.
It was it was kind of in that corner as well. And when I looked in, all I could see was the light off that, the night vision camera.
The orbs are back again. The orbs are back again on there.
Yeah, I can see them.
Let us know you're here and light up the balls, the dolls.
Well, let's hear that water again. Or let's hear your footsteps or your voices. Love to hear your voices. Getting a fair bit of stuff in here, mind.
Someone's asked for the recorder. We could probably leave it if we go downstairs, leave it recording.
But leave that recording.
This other.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Do we leave it here? Do we leave it next door?
This is very sensitive. It'll pick up. Leave it in the middle.
Leave it in the middle then. Okay, let's do that.
And then we'll go downstairs.
Yeah, let's do that too.
We're leaving the night vision on. You'll get all that if you're a supporter. There it is. We're going to leave this recorder. It's going to be recording. recording.
You got the recorder, Ken?
I'm going to leave it. I was just going to leave it in the middle.
Okay.
And then it'll pick up everything. There's a speaker on each side, you see.
Okay.
So it'll pick up from left and right.
Okay.
So there it is. That's recording there now.
Right. I think we're going to go downstairs now. Maybe set a trap or two. We've got a lot to do. Don't need the torches for it. Watch your step.
You hear a squeal there?
I heard it.
I heard a squeal.
I heard a noise.
It was like a squeal though.
There's stuff going on up there.
Hopefully it'll catch it on the recorder or the night vision.
Yeah. Let's just. Or do we go downstairs?
There is. Well, we need to show the library off, but there is the oldest part, which you showed us before. I'll let you. I'll lead you to it. It's that way.
Right. Yeah. Good.
This is the oldest one.
On the right.
Yeah.
And the door on the right is one of the oldest parts of the building. Where the
pushing. Oh, sorry. People in there. I think so.
No, that's the fire exit. Oh. No, it's that one. That's just said. Just
people
open
in
from
there. There's people in there.
Oh.
Yeah. Someone in there?
No.
Good.
She opened it for us.
There's somebody pushing it back. I swear to God, there's somebody just pushing the door back. There was someone pushing the door back and wouldn't let us in.
No way.
Which?
Just this is the one of the oldest parts of the.
I was convinced there was someone there not letting me in.
Right. Well, we're in now. Come in. There's a hinge on it, but that's all.
What, pushing it back? What the hell, man? Ah.
This is obviously being used as a yoga studio at the moment for its dimmed lights. Did you hear that from upstairs?
Yeah, walking.
Walking footsteps upstairs. Yeah.
I was convinced there was someone behind that door there.
I thought you saw somebody.
I thought we did too. I thought I saw someone, that's why I just left it up. Someone's in here. What the hell?
It's not even heavy, that door either.
No.
So.
No.
Is that where we've just come down?
Yeah, that's the attic.
Oh my.
The door's just shut.
Door slammed behind us there.
Toilet.
Whose idea was it to come here? Oh, mine.
I'll shut up. This is, I'm not even sure what this is. Just a room with an old-fashioned sink.
That's the original fireplace, we said.
Ah, right. Oh.
Ooh, lots of flies.
Oh. They're in your face and everything. So the attic's...
Yeah, this is the way downstairs, the way that door.
All right.
Which door? This one?
This one, yeah. Because the library's quite active as well.
I don't remember that they are. This is room 4. This is where share. Please share this broadcast as often as you can, as many times as you can. We want you watching because Elizabeth Spence Watson was an amazing woman, and her daughter wanted more than anything for the family to get back together after they had all died. And this is the room where Elizabeth a suffragette, a defender, an anti-slaver, by all means. And, you know, we're talking people who could change national opinion, because Disraeli, the Prime Minister at the time, said that any slave who escaped would be returned to their owner. Now, if that happened, they'd be dead. They'd be hanged. They'd be disemboweled. They'd be emasculated. They did a lot of awful things to the slaves. And both Robert, but especially Elizabeth, said to the Prime Minister, if you or any of the sea captains give back a captured slave to the slave owner, she would indict them for kidnapping, and she would name Disraeli, the Prime Minister, as an accomplice to it. 2 days later, Disraeli said to see
Alan Robson's Night Owls, the phone-in that gets you talking.
Greatest Hits Radio.
Time for your second clue. Now, I mentioned that we have a prize for you, but you have to work out the name of 4 massive hit songs, greatest hit songs, and then tell me the name of the artist or artistes that performed the hits. Who's it instead of a what's it? Right, clue number 1. What Dr. Frankenstein made all of the dead body parts into? The answer to that is a big hit song, a greatest hit. What Dr. Frankenstein made all of the dead body parts into. Second clue. Before mobiles, we all had one of these attached to our homes. Okay. Clue 2. Before mobiles, we all had one of these attached to our homes. 2 clues down, 2 more clues to come. See how you fare. Anyway, let's crack on. We're off to the Wirral. We have James waiting there for us. Hello, James.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good, mate. Good to hear from you. What you got for us all tonight, then?
Right. Basically, I've come to the conclusion, a lot of people tell me that it wouldn't be fair to tax the rich and all the rest of it, right? But actually, it probably would be fairer. I look back to documents from 1973 from Hansard from the budget.
Right.
And then the tax was 75% above a certain threshold.
Yeah.
But the standard, the cost of living was much cheaper then anyway, and people didn't have as much money. The maximum you were allowed to keep in a 12-month period in 1973, have a guess.
Oh, I've no idea.
£595.
Whoa. Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, they've brought up the rate, what you can keep, but they also reduced tax. Apparently, in the 60s, when Harold Wilson was Prime Minister, the highest rate of tax apparently was 98%, apparently, but I haven't managed to verify that.
It does sound an awful lot.
Yeah,
Right.
but that's 98% of taxable income and not 90 above a certain threshold, not 98% of everything.
Sure.
The problem is, there's an article in tomorrow's Guardian which hasn't been mentioned on your news at all, so it's not sure what I'm allowed to say.
Crack on.
But it was mentioned on BBC and on Sky News television earlier on. And it's in the Eye tomorrow and in the Guardian.
What is it then?
And apparently there's about 12 million documents being disclosed, which allegedly say that various world leaders and things like that have actually benefited. But basically, some of them have bought property around the world and tried to keep their identity secret and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
The problem with that is, if people have got enough money to do that, why have they got enough money to do that?
What do you mean? You mean people shouldn't be able to amass wealth? I mean, that's
I'm not
our
saying
system, isn't it?
What I'm saying is, even if they legitimately got it,
yeah.
In this country, for example, I don't find it fair that, like with the NHS, this is an offshoot, but it's linked. When I've suggested this to everybody, they've disagreed with me, but some people haven't.
Right.
Incidentally, I told this to a primary school teacher who's a friend who teaches year 3 in a school here, who does a quiz on a Monday night in a pub that I go to. And I told this guy about what my opinion was about the NHS. And you know how it's free at the point of delivery. That's fair enough. But if you don't pay prescription charges, that's fair enough. But if you do pay prescription charges, why shouldn't you pay something towards it, towards your treatment? And also, why is it fair that a millionaire is entitled to free healthcare even when they can afford to go private? They often do, but even if they don't, why are they entitled to that?
Because they've paid in since they started work, haven't they? So I mean,
the problem.
Well, why is it a problem? They've paid in. Do you not want these people to pay in?
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is maybe they should be paying more tax, like they used to do in the 70s when it was 75% or 98%.
Yeah, but you've got to remember that around that time, and I was just a kid, but around that time, a lot of the people that had the most money left the country rather than pay the tax because they knew they could go to the Channel Islands, they could register and live in excess of 6 months a year on a Caribbean island or on the Jersey or Guernsey, and they could get away and they could end up saving millions and millions of pounds, and they did. So instead of us getting any money from these people, which would still have been a chunk worth having, we ended up getting no money from them, and a lot of people with talent and skill went to work in places like America where you can keep your money. You can keep your tax.
Okay, I mean, I was born 1970, so I wasn't aware of that. I've only recently managed to find the Hansard, the online Hansard that goes all the way back, you know?
Right.
So you can look it up. And I looked at the 1973 budget because that was the first one, the way we were in the European economic community as it was then, and I wanted to compare what it was like. And I was absolutely gobsmacked when I realised that you can only keep £595.
No, for sure. But the other thing you got to remember is that around that time, the taxable income it started quite low and it built up and built up and built up, and it took more and more and more to the point that it was barely worth somebody. People who were working at a very low level ended up making roughly the same amount of money as people who had a job worth twice as much, because the people who worked harder didn't benefit from any of the money that they made, because once they got over a certain level, they paid double the tax. So they ended up being on the same level as the people who were not working or working part-time, which isn't fair. So you've got to get a balance.
Theoretically, no, but what would happen, for example, if they did have a national maximum salary and a national maximum wage, which is theoretically what you're saying? I wasn't aware of that. But
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is they've got to be a fair system so that the people who work the hardest get the most money. To me, the thing that's wrong isn't that people who start with nothing can build up a business and make money. Good luck to them, I say.
Yeah, okay.
It's people like Starbucks who pay no tax because the government want 5,000 Starbucks around Britain. If you come over here, we'll give you all of this massive deduction so you can create jobs for our people and you can fill our empty high street shops. And they do deals like that.
Right.
Amazon, they should be paying through the nose. They're making fortunes. It's those people that should be hit. It shouldn't be the hard workers, because they deserve whatever they can scrape. And at the present moment, there's not a lot to scrape for anybody.
It might get a lot worse actually with these. It's interesting. I have with my energy company that I'm with. They actually update the bill every 24 hours with the standing charges, and normally it's about 55 pence a day, even without sending a meter reading in.
Yeah.
But yesterday, the one for the 2nd of October was 81 pence, and today is back to 58. So I don't know what the blip was yesterday.
Well, I mean, we're told that your average annual energy bill will be roughly £139 per family more this year.
Yeah.
Because we're not getting the savings that we got from using French electricity, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually, that's because of the fire in Ashford or something, a couple of weeks, some time ago. But apparently, I'm on a fixed tariff for the next 2 years,
right,
up until April 2023, and I wouldn't have thought it would have relaxed by then.
Well,
So I might
time will
end up
tell.
with-
I wouldn't bet on it, because everybody's trying to claw back money that they've lost for the last 18 months with the lockdown. You know that.
Well, that's right.
That's
I mean,
the
that
thing.
was a disaster. I don't actually think we'll have another lockdown, to be fair, because of the amount of problems that it caused. And
Yeah, but you
whether
see, if
some
we
of it
don't
was
have another,
done-
if we don't have another lockdown, arguably, you shouldn't have a lockdown at the beginning, because then we wouldn't have had any of the problems that it caused. People would still have passed. People still would have died. There's no question about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But did we do the right thing? People in various parts of the world disagree or agree, and only time will tell. Hey, must move on, James, but thank you for all of that interesting stuff.
Not a problem.
Thank you,
Can I
kindly.
tell you a joke before I go?
Of course you can.
I'm not sure if I told you this one, but how do you climb inside a dog?
How do you climb inside a dog? I don't know.
Through the Labrador.
Oh, dear. Thank you. And good night. Through the Labrador. Okay. Dear. Vina is next in Towlow. Hi, Vina.
Hiya.
Hello there. Nice name. What can we do for you?
You were on about gifts that you wanted, or
Best and worst
or
gifts you've
whatever.
ever had, Vina. Yes.
Yeah, well, I haven't had a worse gift,
Oh, that's good.
but the gift I always wanted was a real monkey on a bike.
A real monkey on a bike, not one of these peddly little toy monkeys. A real monkey.
No, a real monkey on a bike. I always wanted one when I was smaller.
Right. How close did you get?
I didn't. I just ended up with 6 kids when I was married.
Oh, blame me. Well, that's probably cheeky monkeys, but I'm not sure that they kind of fit the bill. Oh, because I would imagine every Christmas you're getting up looking at the stocking to see if it's wriggling.
Yeah. But it never came.
Oh, what a shame. What a
I know.
shame.
I know.
Oh, that's cute, though. Did your parents get you a pet to try and get your mind off it?
We had some dogs,
Not the same.
but that was it.
Nah, they
It's
can't.
still
They
not
can't
the
climb
same.
up the curtain. That's no good.
No, definitely not.
What was it about monkeys that you were so keen on then?
I don't know. I just love monkeys.
Yeah.
I've got a whole load of cuddly toy monkeys, but still not the same.
It isn't. And I think every time you see these naturalists disappearing in a jungle in Borneo and coming out with a little orangutan, you think, oh.
I want one.
I know that we wouldn't do them any good if we did, but there's something about them that is super cute, mate. Can't argue.
Oh, there
It's
is.
because they're ginger, you see. They can't help it. They've just got to be cute if they're ginger. Anything
yeah,
else?
Definitely. No, that's it.
That's lovely, Vina. Thank you for coming on. Good to hear from you.
great. Thank you.
Thanks, love.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You never know. It might be this year for the monkey. You can never tell. 0191 488 3188. Now, a little bit earlier on, we talked about 50th anniversary of the whole Disney thing. And I asked whether you had like a magnificent or a funny or a weird Disney moment. And I think we've got one from Mikey, who's in Kent. Hi, Mikey.
Hi there, Alan. How are you?
Good. Good to talk to you. What's your magical Disney thing then? What happened?
Well, I'm going to say I'm not a huge Disney fan.
Okay.
But you just had me mate on, my best mate, Eugenio.
All right.
Talking about the station earlier.
Yes.
So I thought I'd come in and have a chat about...
Oh, good luck, because you're the guy that's listened to me since you were an amoeba.
I am. I was introduced to the station by my mum when I was born. I think I was about, I remember, 3, maybe 4-year-old.
Oh, blimey, right.
Sitting in the bedroom with my mum, and she'd turn on Night Owls.
Yeah.
And seriously, it's been all the way through my life. So
bless.
it's first time caller, but obviously not first time interacting with her. Lots of emails in the past.
That's great. Good on you. Hey, so what's this? You're not heavily into the whole Disney thing. So what was it that glittered for you then?
So for me, I remember when I was younger. I remember a film called Flight of the Navigator.
Oh yeah, I remember it
You remember
myself.
that one? And I remember I was watching that, and when I was a kid, I was very hands-on with making things. So I remember I made the spaceship from that as like a model.
Right. Because if I remember, Flight of the Navigator, nobody made a big deal of the film because it was like before Star Wars and all of that kind. But what a cool film it was. It was actually probably one of the first films I'd ever seen about gaming, if you know what I mean. You know, it's all about kind of, if you're good at computer games, you might be capable of becoming a trans-universal traveller, that you could fight off aliens and so. And as a kid, you buy into that big style.
Oh, you definitely did. You definitely did. I think the characters on it were just one of those things, like you'd end up loving them.
Yeah.
You know, so you're watching it, and the little guy who was taken in the spaceship and traveling through time and stuff like that. I think it was one of the things that rang a bell with me when I was a kid.
Agreed.
And but it's so unfortunate though with the main actor. I mean, I don't know again how much I can say about what he's been, but he was in the news quite a few number of years ago where he sort of like he took on let's say a troubled path.
Right, sure.
And he was I think he was arrested or something, which was it's unfortunate. But you've seen a few things like that with the Disney guys, haven't you?
Absolutely.
Whether maybe the child actor thing, or maybe something else, maybe.
Or you could go down several dark alleys in that direction if you went looking.
Oh, you could, couldn't you? You could. But so I remember that, and it definitely did strike a chord with us. I think it's one of those things where, again, when I started building that model of that ship, purely like cardboard and tape, it was like anything I could find a hand.
How close to it did it look when you were finished then?
Oh, well, in my memory, it was a lot closer than it probably was.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. I remember telling me a friend of mine that, my parents have still got a fort that I built when I was a kid. And it was a fort like a knight's Bamborough Castle kind of fort. And I put little toy soldier knights on the battlements and stuff, and I made it out of cardboard. And I told everybody it looked just like the real thing. And in my head, it looked like the real thing. I ended up seeing it about 15 years after I'd made it, and it was a bit of raggy cardboard is what it was. But in my head, it was a castle, you see. That was the thing.
Oh, of course. I mean, the power of your imagination, especially when you're a burner.
Absolutely. Yeah, needed it because my dad was never going to buy me one. That was a fact.
I think maybe because I was very hands-on as a kid, I was always making stuff like that. So
good on you.
When I did it, I remember in school we learned about pulleys and things like that.
All right, yeah.
You moved things with the little sticks and things.
Right.
And I remember I had all these things built into it where you'd pull this little tab, and all of these things would move, and the little guys would pop in and out of the little windows and stuff.
Fantastic.
It definitely. It was fun making it from when I thought. I think if I find a photograph of it, it'll probably be
Yeah, maybe slightly different from the memory. And it's also the way you describe it to everybody. Oh, you look like the Millennium Falcon. I can imagine those conversations.
Oh, in reality, it's just this paper bush.
Very good stuff. Anything else then, Mikey?
No. I just wanted to come on and say hello. Like I said, I've been a long-time listener.
Thanks, man.
It's been great to actually, eventually talk to you in person.
Never a problem. Keep glitter beaming. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers.
Take it easy, man. There you go. Glitter Beam, the new radio station that's coming from the 15th. 0191 488 3188. Tons to talk about tonight. Let's get doing it with Angela, who is in Bladen at the precise moment that my mouse stops working, so I'll try and do it manually. Touch it. No, not happening. Oh, then something else comes up. Oh, mouse is back working again. Happy days. Don't you just love technology? Hello, Angela.
Hello, Alan.
Hello, love.
Yeah, the technology, I thought, you had gone, God knows where, and I struggled for a while tonight to find the phone number, and then I realised it was the same
as
it
ever.
Always was.
Absolutely. We kept it. But anyway, what can we do for you, Ange?
Well, I'm here. I did see a ghost in the last year.
Oh, what happened? Tell us the story then. What was it? Where was it?
Well, it was in a local place where I was working, where I was cleaning, and it was completely, thing that happened one morning, completely unexpected to me. And all I can do is tell you what I saw. But I was in a room hoovering. I just put the hoover on. I decided, right, I'm going to start here.
Right.
And there's two strips. There's two window, from not ceiling the floor, but two lengthy windows. And as I was just put the hoover on, just started hoovering, and I saw somebody walk past, and I waited for them to appear at the door, which they didn't. So
right.
I put the hoover down. Eventually, I put the hoover down because I thought maybe they'd be standing there when I put my head through the door, round the door, that they'd be there, and they just momentarily stopped, but there was nobody there, and I can't remember if I checked the cleaning cupboard under the stairs, but I shot upstairs and checked the two areas. There was the gym where I used to clean, and there was, especially the colours that the person was wearing as well.
What were they?
Well, it was purple, like the shorts. The bottom part was creamish sort of, but it was purple. It was the t-shirt. The middle bit was, I think it was purple. Let's think. But in the head, I think it was a man in terms of height, and the hair was fair, but it was just 1, 2. It was just across those two long windows. It happened so quick. Of course, they checked the cameras, and where they had the camera positioned, the angle was they had it. They missed it, which I was not happy about.
Sure.
I told my boss, and I told people, and I got, a bit of the mickey taken out of it, but, a couple of people came forward and said, oh, we've heard noises at night sometimes, when I'm in the building on my own. And,
right.
But it made us feel sad, because the place apparently had been a squash court originally, but I don't know how far it goes back, but it was just because they looked quite. The colours were very vibrant.
Right.
It was. I kept thinking, and I still do. I still see it in my mind, and it seems like it was maybe a young person. I've got no idea, why I saw them, but.
But you wouldn't mention the colours unless you'd seen it fairly vividly.
But they say yes, but it was 1, 2 when they
were
walked
gone.
past that you
The
know,
windows.
if I could, they explain, you know, the dimensions of it. But it was about 8:10 in the morning, and I just decided I'll do this room. But I had me face to the entrance. There isn't a door, but there's an entrance, and then there's like a gap on the wall, and then there's these two windows. So it's, you know, if you saw the dimensions and the 1, 2.
No, I understand.
And me just waiting, expecting to see somebody at the door. It just all happened that quick, Alan. It was amazing.
Yeah, but you see,
makes us-
if somebody was walking into a building, just a matter of fact, to either start work or to do something, you don't mooch in. You just walk in, and that whatever it was just walked in. Boom, boom, boom.
But when
past the window.
when they didn't appear at the door, it was my reaction to it was I had to, because I thought they'd be standing when I put my head round the door and looked along that passage.
Yeah, you
I thought
expected
they'd
them to be there.
and there was it was such a quick thing that happened, but it made me think about, well, the person that it was, you know, because you hear, you know, like when if people die when they're young, and you know, but it was I definitely saw
something
something manifest, like a young male walked past, and it's just been quite awesome, really, because I've seen, you know, I mentioned, like, when I lived up in Alnwick, you know, when I saw that door that wasn't there, and then there was that thing in the bedroom I told you
Yes,
about,
that's
Alan, which
right.
I wanted to ask you about. But so, yeah, the colours, they were like quite sporty. So, and all I know is that people say, oh, it used to be like a squash court originally. So the building was changed, and around that original squash court, the building, like, so it wasn't torn down, but it was changed.
Yeah, changed.
I think
The
the
use was
entrances remained the same, but I really don't know anything about the history of it. But I know what I saw, and I got teased about it. And
Yeah,
I
hey,
told
but
the
don't
boss
worry,
about it, and-
you know what you saw, and you wouldn't be able to explain it and describe
well,
it to
I
us
was
if you
either
hadn't
mad,
seen
or
it.
I saw what I saw, and I know I'm not mad, but it was amazing, really, Alan. You know, it's something I'll never forget. And
Brilliant. That's great.
But it's so great to speak to you, Alan. It's an honour to speak to you again. I'm so
thank you.
pleased that all the night hours are still out there. I'll have to start listening more.
Okay.
Yes, it's just in my routine. I haven't listened to the radio for some time. But,
No, I know you get out of habits and stuff like that. I understand. But good talking to you, Angela. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate it.
Thanks very much, Alan, for taking us on. Thanks
No
very much.
problem. Always a pleasure. 0191 488 3188. Going to take a quick chat now with Lisa Stansfield about the early days. Going back in the day. So I'm trying to think the first time that I saw you, and it was probably without even realising
A long
it.
time ago.
Yeah. But probably without even realising it when you were doing Razzmatazz right at the very beginning of your career.
Please don't, please.
No, but that's where you
That
started
is
it.
so cruel of you.
I could have mentioned
Yeah,
the
and
Crankies. Come on.
Beauty. You know what? I loved working in Newcastle. It was so gorgeous. And you know, all the crew
Yeah.
on Razzmatazz all taught me how to
talk Geordie.
talk Geordie.
I should hope so. So what words did you manage to come up with?
I'm ganning yanta see war lass.
Still works.
That's the only thing that I ever remember from that. Yeah. but
you-
I did. I loved working on that show. It was brilliant.
Yeah. And first steps, you couldn't have even thought at that time the way that the career would kind of move over the years, because you were doing little bits of everything then, and all of a sudden a hit comes along, kind of finds you.
Yeah, well, it is funny because you work for so long to get that, and everyone just assumes that it's just a flash in the pan, and it's just like, oh, how lucky is she? She just made a record and she's become really, really famous, and there's a lot of hard work that goes into that, you know. I don't know him.
Both Robert, but especially Elizabeth, said to the Prime Minister, if you or any of the sea captains give back a captured slave to the slave owner, she would indict them for kidnapping, and she would name Disraeli, the Prime Minister, as an accomplice to it. 2 days later, Disraeli said to sea captains, if anyone escapes from slavery, set them free. This is a woman who made major changes, and this is her bedroom, and this is where she died. Oh, wow, it's huge. It's not a bedroom anymore. Did you hear that noise? Was that
Just
you?
the door.
Was it the door? Right. This is the bedroom where she died. It's full of puppets at the moment. They said that puppeteers were using it. You might recognise the genie and various other characters. Moving parts for Newcastle Puppetry Festival. But this is the room where Elizabeth died. What can you see? Can anything?
Yes, it's like a balcony overlooking the gardens and stuff.
We're going to be out in the gardens at some point.
It's quite pretty down there.
Absolutely. You getting anything?
Yeah, it's balcony. Balcony.
A fascination for strange equipment.
Yeah, it's so quiet here.
It's spooky, don't it? If you're in here, Elizabeth, if there's any facet of you remaining in the room where you died, let it be known.
Oh! Oh, what was that?
The door's just closed itself.
The door just went and shut by itself.
I saw, bloody hell.
Was that you, Elizabeth? Was that you, Elizabeth?
That just shut by itself.
I know, I saw it. I caught it in my eye. I don't know whether I saw anything.
I think I saw something, but I don't know what it was.
Were you on the door at the time?
I mean, everything's in view. The door's in view, so hopefully something was there. Something. Wow.
That's amazing.
This is crazy.
I'm sensing something there, though.
I'm sure I saw something near that door when it shut.
I'm seeing something there now. With a cap on the head. Can you see that? Can you see it?
Oh, behind Tony.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know. It's behind Tony's light. What's behind you?
Take the glare.
That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous, isn't it?
This is just. I can't believe that door just did that. It locked way in, shut way in.
Have people seen the door close? I had the camera on the door.
Was there anything in front of the door at the time? Because that's what you thought you saw.
I'm sure I saw something out the corner of my eye, but I just
I
wasn't
saw
looking
something
at
out the
it.
corner of my eye, but I don't know whether it was just the door.
Yeah.
Shutting.
It was either a reflection of light or I don't know.
There's too many things happening in here. Isn't this building?
I'm sorry to say it, Tony, but there's something in that corner, man. Definitely something in that corner.
Honestly.
I'm getting it. It's in front of that lamp. Right in front of it. There's a look. I know it's hard with it. You see it?
Like a black out. God, yeah. There's a black outline there.
Behind you, Tony. I'm telling you.
Do you know? I would say Andy Cap.
I mean, when I put the light on it, it's going to go, isn't it? So.
But there's like an Andy Cap outline.
It's gone now. When you put the light on it, it just disappears.
Yeah, I knew that would happen.
Ah.
Ghost radar, people are asking for.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Let me.
Still can't get over that door.
Let me use every opportunity to rest the hams.
Oh, nowhere near that door either.
No? Right. Okay.
Come on, yeah.
I don't know.
There, look.
I don't know whether that's a camera or a motion sensor.
I thought the camera would got it on there and seen it.
Well, Tony.
Well, I've got it on here. I was pointing the camera at it.
Right.
Tony's caught it on camera.
I was pointing the camera at it this way.
Come on. Presence detected. I don't know which direction it's in, but I'll tell you as soon as I know. It's there.
Exactly in that corner.
It is a loving spirit, it says, a loving spirit. If you are a loving spirit, send us a message. Pass us a message. You can see the arrow, Kenny?
Yeah, it's exactly in that corner. Exactly.
Exactly there.
Corner. Was it 351 degrees? Yeah.
Yeah. Are you worried the ordinary are about?
Not worried.
Are you worried
That
the ordinary are about? Not even sure that I understand that.
In ordinary people?
Ordinary spirit, maybe. If there's anybody there, this is the last place that Elizabeth experienced before she died. Talk to us.
That gets you talking.
Greatest Hits Radio.
Let's keep the calls coming. Whatever you want to talk about, let's do that. We are 3 clues in 20 minutes' time, and we'll be 4 clues in about 40 minutes. So hang on in there if you can. Our next caller is Kelly, who's halfway up a mountain in Stanley. Hello, Kelly.
Hi, Alan.
Hello there. Good morning. What can we do for you, Kel?
Well, this whole thing about these gifts. Well, I don't have a... Well, I've rang in before the last time you mentioned about bad gifts, and I told you. But what I'm ringing for is I haven't been given the gift I want yet. But...
Right.
Right. The thing is, it would be well received.
Right. But what is it then?
Well... You asked that question, Alan. The thing is, every week I've looked at the same thing, and I see it every week, and I always want it.
Right.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Now, I've asked this question a few times, and I think it's just being took as a joke.
Right.
Now, the thing is, it's this black hat.
Right. Uh-huh.
It's this black hat, see, and I need this black hat.
Right. You want my hat, but you can't have my hat.
But I have to have the hat.
I'm very attached to my hat, I'm afraid. Otherwise, if I had not been attached to my hat, you'd be more than welcome. But I am, so you can't.
Well, how about a GoFundMe page so I can get a lookalike?
If I see a lookalike, I'll pick one up. Absolutely. That's fair enough. I'll keep my eyes open. Right. Now, I've got a few hats of different sorts, but I have pet hats, and my black one's me pet hat, I have to say.
It is a nice find.
Well, thank you. Okay. Anything else while you're on then, Kelly?
No, not tonight.
Right, okay. Thank you very much. And, yes, she's after me hat. 0191 488 3188. Tempted to put it on now because it's my hat. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, 0191 488 3188. I like me hat. I know. I like my hat. What can I say? We've got Cliff from Gateshead next. Hello, Cliff.
The pet hat, Alan.
Pet hat. Well, I tell you, it doesn't eat much. You know,
windy, will it?
Just sits there on the shelf. Happy days.
Depends where you got it from, like.
Well, I can't even remember where I got it from. I've had it a few years. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Now, I'll tell you the story with the cat in the moon.
Go on then.
Right. A few years ago, I used to do the gravestones, as you know.
Yes.
Right. When we were working out in Cumbria, we had a 6 foot high, rough Cumbrian slate, green Cumbrian slate stone to put in this graveyard.
Right.
The graveyard was on the side of a hill in a little village. Right.
Right.
Overlooking hills to the west. It was just our countryside now,
Yeah, nice.
Little chapel as you went in the main gates. So we arrived there, bushes all over the place and trees and things, and there was a large wall, 6 foot high wall, right down the side of the cemetery, separating the houses from the churchyard,
Stuff, yeah.
And trailing over the cemetery wall was this 6 foot long ivy, trailing on the ground all the way up the wall it was.
Right.
So anyway, we arrived there about 5 o'clock, something like that. We'd been doing some other jobs over that way.
Right.
So we arrived there with a stone on the back ready to plump in. The instructions for the stone were to dig it in, neat concrete and out like that.
Right.
And lie it slightly backwards so it would fall in years to come. Right?
Why?
That was the instructions.
That's weird. Why?
All right. Well, listen, you'll get it.
Okay, right.
You'll get it, mate. So anyway, on the bottom of the stone, on the left-hand side, was a semicircular moon.
Right.
And on the right-hand side was a black cat. Right. So these had to be 9 inches under the ground, no more, no less. Right? Mm-hmm. So the rest of the stone was about a foot and a half below that,
Right.
So anyway, what gets it in? It was a grave what the person had been dead for about a year and a half.
Right.
So they get it marked by the vicar,
Sure.
because we didn't know where it was,
Right.
So anyway, we finds it, we gets it all dug in and all that, and gets it done. It was just starting to turn dark. The little patches of that ground fog was spreading out above around the cemetery and all. It was turning spooky,
Yeah.
And the sun was going down the hills in the west. You were getting like the photo flashes on the little chapel. It was keep flashing black, and it was turning really spooky, And all of a sudden, gets this wind from the bottom corner of the graveyard just come whipping up the ivy, Right. The ivy was thrashing about and thrashing. You could hear it, all the way up the way we were standing, It was like it was kind of like all the way like that, right?
Right.
So anyway, when it went past us, I looked at my mate looked at me, and I says, it was plain as day it was. I says, did you hear that? He says, aye. He says, what did you hear? I says, 2 words. I says, you tell us them. He says, at last.
Oh, whoa.
Plain as day.
Wow.
And the woman was a woman's stone, and she'd done that much good for the local community that the doll chipped together and bought her this stone.
Oh, nice.
She was actually will you?
Which?
A white witch.
Right.
White witch.
Wow.
White witch.
Interesting. Hey, good stuff. What a story.
Well, that was amazing.
Wow, absolutely. That's
absolutely amazing.
Tremendous.
So that's a cat in the moon, Alan.
wonder if the cat in the moon's showing yet. I wonder if it's gone. Do you reckon it'll have fallen yet?
Well, I don't know, but I reckon when it falls, the witch's spirit rises and she's set free.
Yeah.
She's back alive again,
That's the thought. Wow.
That's why it's lent back over when he concrete out.
Top story, because she wants to obviously break free. Brilliant. Hey, top story, Cliff. Top story, man. Thank you very much for coming on.
You put that in one of your books, probably.
Well, it's a top story. Thank you very much, Cliff, there in Gateshead. What stuff have you witnessed? Talk about anything, because that's what we do. We're off to Chelsea. Peter is there. Hello, Peter.
Hello, good morning, Alan.
Hello. What can we do for you, Pete?
Right, I want to talk about the Victoria Hall disaster.
Right,
1833.
Yes.
180 children died. they were aged between 3 and 14.
Yeah.
They were crushed in the rush. You know.
That was because they were in there to see a show, weren't they?
Yeah, free toys were offered. You see.
Yes.
As I say, anyway, it was the biggest disaster in British history.
Yeah.
Queen Victoria sent a message of condolence, etc. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and £5,000 was raised from across Britain. You know,
Yeah.
for the children's funeral and a memorial.
Yeah, it's still there.
It's now been moved to Bishop William Webb Cemetery.
Yeah, that's right. What a shame. It was all right where it was. They should have left it, I think, but
Yes,
Wasn't
there's a new one there, I believe. I see the photograph. Anyway.
there is. But I didn't see any point in moving the
Anyway.
original. But anyway,
Sorry, Alan.
Sorry.
Across the road, there's a Mowbray Park Hotel.
Yes.
It used to be called the Palatine.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been several, sightings of ghosts, 1821, the landlady, Peggy Toward, the road was named after her, Toward Road,
Uh-huh.
And it was used as a temporary morgue at the time,
Blimey, right.
for the disaster. And also a doctor on the turn of the century, he took overdose,
Right.
He booked in, but he never booked out. And also, a lion tamer, he was mauled by the lion. It's in the Sunderland Museum, the lion, anyway, as I say, he died in the hotel.
Right.
He caught a fever.
Right.
Oh,
This is after the lion got at him. He suffered sepsis or something. In
Mandarin Megan or something. Oh, Mandarin Megan or something. 1870.
wow, what a story! What a lovely bit of history there. Fantastic, nice one, Peter.
Anyway, former landlady Frida Marshall, 206. She told a story in the Sunderland Echo. She went green, and then she had to see a doctor, etc. There's been several people saying sightings, and it's room B. Where the children's crying's coming from.
Oh, right. That's
Anyway.
worth paying a visit, definitely.
It's now an apartment block. Part
Right,
of it.
right.
It's a tragic story, isn't it?
Oh, it was horrible. Now, I remember doing some research for it when I was. We did a grizzly trail around Sunderland, and obviously that was one of the big stories that we covered. But awful time, Peter.
People were outraged. The law was changed. All public buildings had to have swing doors.
Yeah, that's right, because they were
both
just
came
crushed.
from the birds,
Yeah, it was awful. Awful.
Anyway, nice to speak to you, Alan.
Always a pleasure, Peter. Thank you, mate.
Halloween's coming up. The season of ghosts, I should say.
Oh yeah, we'll be out there soon. Thank you very much. There's Peter in Chelsea looking after us big style. And as you know, this Friday 9 o'clock we'll be ghost hunting. A lot of people loved last Friday's show. That one that the supporters get to see on a Thursday, obviously. And we got stuff that we genuinely couldn't explain. It was an interesting place to go, Bensham Grove. And anyway, our thanks to them for letting us go down. We'll be out again later on this week. However, a third clue is coming your way after a bit of music from somebody that we think an awful lot of. Alison Moyet.
It's the overnight success that took you years to get to the point where you suddenly became known and but you were completely, not just the music was completely against the trend of what was happening at the time, but you certainly were, where everybody had to be like 5'1", tiny, wearing a little miniskirt, and here's this lady that can boom it out, and you were just completely the opposite of what was happening then.
Well, kind of I was. When I was solo, I think that you could say that. But actually, if you look back to those Yazoo years, it was a completely different industry. There weren't many rare beauties. Even the women that were there to be the eye candy weren't that in comparison with what is expected now. There was a lot of, there were a lot of odd-looking people during that time. And so in that sense, I don't think, I wasn't even at my heaviest when I was in Yazoo, but by a long shot. So I don't think I stood out that much. But as a solo singer in a more kind of mainstream environment, that's when I think it started to notice that, that I didn't quite fit.
time. Footsteps upstairs. Footsteps upstairs. You hearing all that?
Yeah. There's no one up there.
Presence detected. What's the direction? It's still there. This is a scared entity, it says. Give us a message. Rejection. It says rejection. I wonder who rejected you? Who rejected you? Can't get the machines to work. No, this is the thing. Gotcha. Right. What the hell? Let's
You can't get anything by looking in the mirror.
yeah, absolutely. You never know. Right, Kenny.
There's something happening in every room.
If you get your lamp, Kenan, come this way. Let's make our way to the next one. Tony's looking in the mirror. Might get something there. Out you go. But the door's not, that door's not closing, is it? Look. The door's not closing. There's not.
That was me, yeah.
Was you, was it?
Cardboard box behind us.
That's ridiculous.
Number 4.
Just ridiculous, that. Well, I believe that our hosts are here. So we leave that alone.
No, can't get any of these, so it's downstairs.
Right, okay. Let's do it. I think that upstairs was amazing. We got so much to do here, mate. I'm not sure we're going to make it up the street, but we must so we can tell that alien story. Remember the wave? Oh, there it is. Yeah, here we are. Have a look. Have a look around this place. It's absolutely amazing.
Until the day is
Out. And the labour done.
What was that?
That was behind you, wasn't it?
No, it was out
It sounded
there.
like it was in the hallway.
I was just getting this out to set it up. Did you hear the bang?
That was the door.
What door? Oh, the door.
We left
Upstairs.
I left the door open.
It's just closed itself upstairs.
She'll go up and have a look and make sure it
I'll go and have a look.
I'll
show
stay
the-
down here and set this thing up.
I left the door wide open. I just heard another
Ridiculous.
noise.
Guys have gone to check. I'm setting the trap with.
Oh my god, it's closed. That is freaky. That door, there's nothing, there's no pressure on it.
Just sit here and see what we get. Tony and Kenny's gone on a walk.
Let them know they're there.
Is the door still closed?
It's closed. It closed. I left it wide open. It's not one of those doors with the pressure on it either.
That's just the trap. It's the guys walking past the trap, thus proving that it works. I just thought we'd just sit here, quiet, and once that stops, see what we get.
Okay.
This is the library that Beamish would like to take, because it's a perfect example of
I can't believe that door just shut.
a library for
That's footsteps again.
footsteps upstairs.
You're on the edge all the time here.
That should have finished after 10 seconds. Unless there's something in front of it, it should stop after 10 seconds.
Stop. Oh my word.
Whoa.
Oh my word. I'm scared. I'm scared now.
It's listening to you, Kenny. Maybe you should talk to it.
No. I'm freaking out in here.
I heard footsteps upstairs though.
Hopefully the
And the
recorders.
door's slamming.
Hopefully that recorders.
That's 2 doors slamming, you know. 2 doors slamming.
If there is anyone in this room, then yeah, make yourselves known. Let us hear you. Let us know that you're here. Set the music box off. Anything, move something.
Just everybody, just do not move. Let's just get
Sit.
whatever we can. Whoever's here, be kind enough. We honor you. We honor your presence. We thank you for allowing us in your beautiful house, that you wanted to remain to do good things. It's doing good things now. Direct learning, teaching people skills. You're achieving everything that you wanted to achieve. So give us a sign, any kind of sign, that you're here. Was that behind me? Move something. Say something. Let us hear you. I'd love to hear your voice. Love to hear your footsteps. Touch us. Touch Kenny.
Oh no.
Touch any of us. I thought I heard a whistle there, but that may be just in my head.
His 6th Premier League goal of the season in the 2-2 draw between the title rivals. Klopp says it was a special piece of play from Salah.
The first touch, the first challenge he wins, then going there and putting on the right foot and finishing the situation off like he did, absolutely exceptional, and you are right. Because this club never forgets anything. People will talk about this goal for a long, long time.
There were wins for Tottenham and West Ham, while Crystal Palace and Leicester drew 2-2. And Rangers beat Hibs 2-1 at Ibrox to move top of the Scottish Premiership. Celtic won by the same scoreline at Aberdeen. From Sky News, I'm Eddie Hayes.
Thank you very much, Eddie. So let's get to it. A lot of other things coming in as well. Are you bothered when the police ask you questions? Because they're trying to make it easier for the police to question anybody they like at any time and stop and search and all of that. They're trying to make that bigger. How do you feel about being stopped by the police? Have you? Did you take exception to it? I want those kind of answers. And also, footballers taking the knee. How do you feel about it? You bothered? Should they? Should they not? There's an awful lot of bad things, you see. Racism is horrific. When it says Black Lives Matter, you see, it's not just black players that get criticism, prejudice, and all of that. You know, you got Son from Tottenham that takes a lot of rubbish when he goes around the country. So should it be just, and you can't even say different coloured lives matter, all lives matter. Racism, should the knee thing happen or should there be something else? I don't know. I'd like your views on it. They're all the same. And also, a guy loves baked beans, so he gets a tattoo of a tin of Heinz baked beans on his arm. Have you been tattooed with something peculiar just because you like it? 0191 488 3188. And don't forget the present thing, we'll do that too. But let's move across to Swalwell, where we've got Glenn. Hi, Glenn.
Hi, Alan.
Hello.
Right.
Morning. Yes, good to hear from you. What you got for us all?
Just what you're on about the phenomenal things, like spooky happenings.
Yeah.
I'm a first-time caller. I used to listen to your show for years and years, by the way.
Thanks, man.
And obviously, going back to the phenomenal thing, there was just something years ago when I was about 19. Worked at a gas plant.
Right.
And just like, obviously, you pull the gas bottles along, you fill them, and a fork truck takes them from the other end. Cut a long story short, wearing gloves at the time, working with butane and propane.
Right.
And when I was pulling the gas bottles along to load them onto the pallets, what I saw was like a hand pull the gas bottle before me, if you know what I mean.
Right. Just a hand, though.
It was just like an arm, but as I say, we used to wear gloves and gauntlets. Gauntlets if you're using propane, and gloves if you're using butane.
Right.
Obviously, I was using butane at the time, and it was like a sort of gauntlet, like a hand, like a gauntlet glove. Pulled the gas bottle along, and it wasn't until like a couple of weeks later that someone said, because it was on the Addison Industrial Estate, I don't know if you know the area.
I do, yes.
That someone had actually committed suicide in front of a train right on the other side of that, where I was like loading the gas bottles basically.
Right.
And to me it was like, I don't know, but it was like ages later until I realised.
And then you twigged it could be related to that.
Yeah, and I just kept it myself at the time, but I told like a few of the lads that it's just like so like frightening what I've just seen. Am I imagining it or has it actually happened, kind of thing,
So you were questioning yourself right from the beginning, but you saw it,
I know exactly what I saw, but it's like, did I really see it, or was it, until I heard that somebody had actually committed suicide on the railway line.
But you didn't know that at the time, so
no, not at the time. No, it was like a while after. And I think it was one of the bosses. It was Shell Gas actually on the Addison Industrial Estate.
Yeah.
And they said, somebody had actually committed suicide, not even 20 yards from where you were loading them.
Yeah, because the railway line goes straight along past the estate, doesn't it? Yeah.
That's right, yeah. And it was absolutely unreal. But there was a few other things as well, Alan.
Yeah?
I remember when I was small, it was my dad's mum, my granny, I'd heard a knock at the door, Dad's at the door, and she opened the door, and what she seen was this, like, sort of orb kind of thing, like a sphere, like a glowing sphere.
Yeah.
And she followed it up the stairs. It come in the house when she opened the door, and it went into one of the bedrooms and basically just vanished. And to me, I've always been like, just amazed at things like that. I really have. And me and my partner are going to go on like one of the ghost hunts and just, for one of them reasons, basically.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah. Well, you've obviously got a fascination for it, and you've seen enough to intrigue you. Whether you're 100% on it, I think you're still a little way off. But that's the best time to go and have a look. Because most people that say, you say, I remember one guy saying, I'm 54-year-old and I've never seen a ghost, so they don't exist.
UFOs, anything like that.
There's plenty of them about. But if you ever ask them, have you ever looked? They'll well, no. Yeah, okay. Because you see, under his parlance, religion obviously doesn't exist. 2/3 of the wild animals of planet Earth don't exist because you've never seen one, So anyway, but have a look. You never know. That's a great story, though. Seeing a disembodied arm's enough to make anybody jump, I would have thought.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, I could tell you like a few other stories, but it's like I'd probably not go on all night. But there's a couple other things that's happened. But
Brilliant.
It's just like too much has happened to not be true. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
Because we only use like so much percent of the human brain, to be honest.
It's true.
And it's like how much potential is in that human brain where we're not understanding anything, or we're not getting these like signals back from wherever or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Fascinating.
It's fascinating to know
That's good
and
stuff.
to not know at the same time.
Brilliant. Hey, well, thank you for calling. Cheers, Glenn.
Excellent.
Thanks,
Lovely
man.
to talk to you, by the way.
My pleasure. Thanks, man. My honour, as always. 0191 488 3188. Keep the kettle boiling. Tell you what I haven't done. Haven't given you the third clue, and I should have done, because in 10 minutes I'm giving you the fourth clue. Now, remember what this is. You get a prize, and we are running out of mugs. And I mean, how many's left? 4, 5, 6. We have 6 mugs left, and then Mugville dies. The end of the mug. So, we have 6 left. So if you haven't got a mug yet, now is the time to have a go. I'm going to give you 4 clues in total. Each clue points towards the name of a song. That song is a greatest hit. You have to work out what the songs are, and then tell me the name of the artist or artistes that perform said songs. Clue number 1. What Dr. Frankenstein's made all of the dead body parts into? What Dr. Frankenstein made all of the dead body parts into? Clue 2. Before mobiles, we all had one of these attached to our homes. Before mobiles, we all had one of these attached to our homes. Third clue. If you gazed at Medusa, the Gorgon, this would happen to you. Okay? If you gazed at Medusa, the Gorgon, this would happen to you. How well do you know your myths and legends? There you go. 3 clues down. 1 more clue to come in 10 minutes. Then you can have a pop at this. If you're a genius and if you know your music par excellence, and I think a lot of you do. 0191 488 3188. We have Richard, who is in Stanley. Hello, Richard.
Hi, Alan.
Hello there. Morning to you. What are you talking about tonight?
Basically, Parkinson's disease.
Oh, blimey. Yeah. Who's suffering?
Myself was like 38 years, last 8 years.
Right.
And they said prior to that was 10 years. I had not known.
Oh, blimey.
Yes. My mum's got it, and plus my uncle's there. My uncle's got it as well. But they said it's not hereditary neither.
How old are you, mate, if you don't mind me asking?
42.
Which is, when you think of Parkinson's disease, in my head I go to 70, 80-year-old people.
Yeah. Well, my mum had it when she was in her 30s as well. So
wow. How bad does it get at those kind of ages?
With the tablets, I'm sort of all right there, and I speak properly,
yeah.
The shaking's not there, but
right, good.
They're supposed to last 4 hours, but they wear off after 2, so
right.
I'm normal again, shaking and can't speak, can't communicate, basically.
Is there no way they can beef up the meds or not?
Well, they said they might cause more
trouble than
more side effects or something. But the trouble is as well, I missed a few appointments as well with anxiety and depression. That can't get the appointments for that.
Right, that's not helping either, is it?
And that's not helping now. Not getting to them, but also what was I going to say there? Also, my mum and uncles had a deep brain stimulation where they put the wires in from the brain, your brain down into your chest.
Has that worked for her or not?
Yeah, it has. Yeah,
right.
Obviously she still has a little bit a speech dodgy when she gets frustrated and she shakes there a little bit, but it has worked for them. But that's the other thing.
So are you not eligible for that then?
The last time I was there, they were talking about it, said that with the tablets working and start helping us.
Yeah.
They said that would probably help us as well, but it's the idea of someone going in, cutting and messing with the brain. You know what I mean?
I understand.
I'm not
yeah. in a perfect world, it's the last thing you're going to want, isn't it? That's the thing. But if it helps, though, is the down part. If it really does help her, maybe it could help you just the same. But I hear what you say. If you choose not to do it, I can absolutely understand that. So what have they said to you? Are there any things that you can do to kind of keep it further at bay?
Basically, if it gives them I reckon another dose of tablets in between the 4 lots I've got now, should work. Should keep it taking over till keep the tablets taking over. You know what I mean? But it's getting to the appointment sort of I don't like going by myself. You know what I mean? So,
is there no way you can get somebody to go with you though? I mean, surely that's going to be possible. You're not got a friend or a member of the family that can go with you.
Yeah, I can't get something to go with.
It's just, and I hear what you say. If you're feeling down, you don't want to go, or you're feeling anxious. If you've got somebody and you tell them as soon as the appointment's made, look, you're going to take is whatever the situation. It's next Thursday. It's 10 o'clock. Come and meet me, and we'll go together. It takes a lot of the sting away, if you've got somebody that's going to be able to put their arm around you and say it's going to be all right, because it is. But when you're suffering from anxiety, you just don't want to move, do you? That's the thing. You want to just shut the door and forget about it all.
I see, it's just frustrating because I used to, years ago, I was college dependent. First thing that went on this, when I was when I was pulled out or whatever, it was a speech.
Yeah.
So now, I don't really bother doing. No, I can't. It's not a thing that bothers now. You know what I mean? But when the first thing I was going to tell us was the speech.
Yeah.
So I was thinking in my head, I keep thinking that I've been drinking again. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I understand, because if you start to slur, it does sound like he's on. So he's had a drink or he's on something.
Exactly.
And it's just part of the condition that you've got. So as soon as you'll probably tell it before other people do. You'll think, I've started. And sometimes people will not realise that there's any kind of issue with it. But if you know that it's starting to kick in, then you'll feel, if only I had some more tablets to kind of keep me checking over. It's you cannot have a bottomless pit of all that stuff. I think most people nowadays, for whatever reason, seem to be on more tablets than they need, and including myself, and for diabetes and stuff. And you're thinking, is there ever going to be a chance when we're not taking meds? It just seems
like a vicious circle as well.
No, absolutely. If you take the meds, one of them will have a side effect with another one, then you got to take another tablet to get rid of the side effects that the other two have created, and then that causes a side effect that you need, and it just goes round and round and round.
The anxiety causes a shaking, when it's shaking, you know what I mean?
Round and round it goes, I know.
Yeah.
What a damn shame. Hey, well, fingers crossed, Richard. I mean, hopefully they'll come up with, I would love to think, something that doesn't entail messing around with your head if you don't have to, but it depends how bad it gets for you. You're the only one really that can make that decision. Do you think you'll have it if they say that they'd be up for it?
I think deep down I want it, but it's just that
you're a bit scared.
My head's thinking, you know what I mean? But
no, I'd feel the same. People messing around with your head, no, I get it. You'd be worried about that. Might be a great thing for you though. Has it affected your mum badly in any kind of shape or form?
She's our shaking is not as bad, but we'll be in her 60s, she's getting on a bit.
Sure.
But she doesn't tries doing things getting out and about and that, and
good.
Doing arts and stuff and that, and
brilliant. No, that's good.
So basically, I take a leaf out of her head, you know what I mean? But,
seems like it. Hey, have a think about it. I mean, you're not there yet. You've got to wait till they offer it, but it sounds like they're heading in that direction, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Hey, well, good luck to you, Richard. Thank you for coming on, mate. I wish you well. All the best. Bye-bye. Oh, what a shame. Parkinson's, there's no nice thing to say about that. 01914 488 3188. And I think it's time, for the fourth clue. Let's get it delivered. Give you 20, 30 minutes to get the right answer. What Dr. Frankenstein made all of the dead body parts into? It's a greatest hit we're looking for. What hit? Second clue. Before mobiles, we all had one of these attached to our homes. What was that then? Looking for a hit. Third clue. If you gazed at Medusa the Gorgon, this would happen to you. Okay. If you gazed at Medusa, I used to call her Medusa. Medusa. However, the Gorgon, this would happen to you. Fourth clue. Mary Ann Cotton was one. Mary Ann Cotton was one. You've got 4 clues. What's the name of the artist or artistes that had those 4 hits? Had a lot more than 4 hits, but those 4 in particular. I'm looking next door at 2 people with... they've both got it. You see. I was just about to be demeaning to both of them there, but they've both got it, so I can't have to work on an insult of a different kind. 01914 488 3188 if you can do as well as the guys next door. Hollywood McShane's got it, and Chris has got it too. Which was the one that gave it away? Was it the second one? Because I thought the second one... Oh, he's got them all. There you are. Hey, tell you. Cleverer than I thought. 0191 488 3188. Get a prize. Last of the mugs. Last 6 mugs. After 6, no more mugs. Mug free zone. Now's the time to build them up. Let's talk to... it's Matthew, who's in Newcastle upon the Tyne. Hello, Matthew.
Hello, Alan. You all right, mate? How are you?
Good. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm going out with Ian on Wednesday.
Where you going?
I'm going down to Whitley Bay Beach, and
brilliant.
I'm going to play the Battlefield beta on Friday. So I'm looking at the Battlefield 42 beta on Friday. So that's something to look forward to. You know what I mean?
It is, absolutely.
I'm saying, Alan, do you think the government's just killing people for money and then taking their pension? Because, by the way, that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? By the way.
Some people would argue that people have worked very hard for their pension and they deserve every penny. But now we're hearing that they're even thinking of making everybody, including pensioners, pay for their prescriptions and stuff. I think the pensioners have it hard enough without having to do all of that.
What I don't get about this virus, Alan, a lot of outsiders who I know saying this virus isn't real, and I thought, well, it is real. People have died with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Ian's had the vaccine. He has, so he's all right. I mean, lovely lad.
Have you had it?
Not yet. I'm going to get it.
Okay.
I'm saying, Alan, do you think Boris Johnson's caring about what's happening to the shops and that, if you know what I mean, and that?
I don't trust politicians in general of all parties, so I've got no time for him.
Don't worry, Boris Johnson won't be taking on night owls. We'll put him in a car and me and Chris will chase him down. I'm saying 3 more things. I've been watching the soaps this week. They were pretty good.
Which one's your favourite of them all then, and what's happening?
My favourite one is Coronation Street at the minute, because Kevin Webster at the minute, Alan, Kevin Webster, he beat up the bloke. He beat up Imran, the lawyer, for no reason. Ooh. And then the lawyer said, he says you should charge him for assault. And the lawyer, Imran, said, oh, no, there's no point charging for assault because there's no point. You know what I mean? And Imran was making me laugh. I'm saying
why was there no point in doing him for assault?
I don't know. Maybe the lawyer was. I don't know. I wish he got him arrested for assault, because you see, the guy Corey killed Sev, and his father's paid loads of money, so they kind of find that he killed Sev. You know what I mean?
Oh,
you know what I mean? That
right. Oh, sounds complicated. Right.
Yeah. But the thing is, the lady Abby in it, who was in the Abbey, she run away because when the lad got released from prison, Corey, he winked at the lady, and the lady says, "What are you looking at?" And the lady, and he smiled at her because they known he killed Sev. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. But even things I'm saying to him, Alan, do you think it'll ever be normal next year? I know COVID's been a horrible thing.
I would love to think so, but I'm not sure things will ever be quite the same again. We know that how we live our lives and the things that we've taken for granted, especially the stuff that comes in from foreign countries. We're not going to be able to get as freely as we did in the past. But that's a choice that the British people made. So that's just how
I'm
it's
saying,
gonna be.
Alan, I played the Call of Duty Vanguard bit, and I really enjoyed myself playing it. It was really good graphics. It was a World War II thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I'm saying, Alan, do you think you'll ever get 7 Nights back again? I wish it's not really fair, is it? There's nothing. Do you want to get a petition saying so we get night it was 7 days for if I get everybody to sign it?
The world of radio has changed very, very much. It'll be what it'll be, and I don't see that
I'll do
happening.
my shout out to Mary and Jimmy, shout out to Neil, shout out to Ian, shout out to Stewie and Stephanie and anybody else who knows me.
That's good.
I'm saying, Alan, do you think when they make a beta, because with a beta this time, they're making people with Xbox players have to have Xbox Gold, by the way, to
right.
Yeah.
That's
You see, they found out the game is 60 gigabytes, and I thought, oh dear me, what you got planned for tomorrow, Alan, by the way?
Well, I'm going to look up that game and see what the crack is. But thank you very much for coming on, Matthew.
Good night, Alan. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a lovely time when you're out on Wednesday. There's Matthew. Newcastle going down to Whitley Bay Beach. 0191 488 3188. 4 clues down. Not many correct answers. Oh, come on. What Dr. Frankenstein made all of those body parts into. Before mobiles, we all had one attached to our homes. If you gazed at Medusa the Gorgon, this would happen to you. When I was 13, I thought it was happening. Anyway, but that's a separate thing. And the fourth clue, Mary Ann Cotton was one. 4 hits, greatest hits. Can you name them? Give me a call. Let's get down to Peter Lee because Simon's there. Hello, Simon.
Hello, Alan. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Good to hear from you. What's happening in Peter Lee then?
Wait, I have to excuse myself. I am a little bit grippy because I have been on the pop today.
Right. Fair enough.
Right, a bit of good news.
Yeah.
I think I said to you a month or so ago, me and my lass were looking for social housing.
Yes.
We've actually been accepted for a 2-bedroom bungalow.
Oh, brilliant. Congratulations. That's brilliant.
Over the moon.
Do you know, have you got a time scale for it?
Wait, not at the moment, but we've been accepted.
That's great.
So it's just a case of when they've got to go in and do some work in there and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So...
hopefully they'll start off. Hopefully they'll give you a choice of a few different places, and then you pick the one that's best suited. So
well, we've actually picked the one we want, and we've been accepted for that.
Oh, well, you've already got it. That's great. That's even better. You're halfway there now. That's tremendous.
Yeah.
Good, exciting.
It's just going to cost me a lot of money in carpet, and because apparently the social housing, they don't do anything in there apart from gut the place.
Yeah, and then it's down to you to put a bit of elbow grease into place, and what usually happens is you ring up all your friends and all your family, and you see what furniture they've got, and have you got an old bit of carpet? Do you have any spare? And then you go to all the carpet shops and ask for offcuts. That's what I did when I first started, which is right glad, but surprising how far your money can go if you're clever about it.
Oh, I've got plenty of friends that have already said, right, well, you can lend you a drill and screwdrivers and paintbrushes and what have you.
There you go. That's how it works.
Right.
Brilliant. Good luck. Hey, mate, turn it into a beautiful home, man. That's the best thing to do.
It will be.
I'm sure.
It'll be our last one. They'll drag me out by my boots first.
Right.
So I was actually... I watched something on TV a week or so ago about women in music.
Yeah.
And, there was actually nothing... People were, or the bands or the narrator or whatever was saying, women in music is a new thing.
What?
Yeah. And I was quite shocked.
Where's he been?
Yeah. wait. You and me both are of an age.
Yeah.
And tonight I've seen a handful of bands at the Black Bullet Gateshead and Trillions in Newcastle. Not far away from yourself.
Yeah, it's just up the road.
And there were absolutely banging 3 bands, Loaded 44,
right,
and Slalom D from Sunderland. I think I've mentioned them before.
Yeah, they're good band.
Yeah, and it was just like, wait, hang on, you're talking about no women in music, and I've just seen 3 banging bands with women as the front person.
Yeah, lead singers. Just goes to show what they know. This women in music's a new thing. Blimey, I can name some from the 20s and 30s that were big names, let alone, from now. Women have always been massive one way or another in music. In rock, there was a slow burn in rock, but they're there in spades now. They're all over the place. So,
and I kind of take issue with the Spice Girls, which I might start something off. When girl power, etc. And you've only got to go back to Emmeline Pankhurst, suffragette.
Yeah, that was girl power.
That was girl power. And I don't know, they just seem to steal the headlines, steal sound bites, etc., and we're this, we're that. And they don't know the history.
Right. No, I hear it loud and clear. Hey, I'm glad you've had a good night, Sam. Thanks for coming on. Absolute respect.
Alan.
Cheers, man. Bye-bye. The rock female vocalist doing the business. There's some great ones out there. Some just Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm, Sharon from Within Temptation. Stunning singers out there. Tarja, if you're a fan of that kind of music. 0191 488 3188. Lots to talk about. And we hang on a second. It's Linda from Barristford. Hello, Linda.
Oh, morning, Alan.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, fine, thank you.
Well, that's very good. What you got for me tonight, then? Oh, I had a lovely one. Thank you very much.
Oh,
just
good.
very gentle, not much fussing, but it was very nice. Thank you.
Oh, I'm glad. It's my birthday in a couple of weeks' time.
Ooh, lovely. Are they going to give you the bumps?
I wonder. Oh, what was it? You were talking about the best things.
Like gifts and stuff. Yeah, that's right.
Well, what was it? There was, I think I said on the Night Owl page. What was it?
Right.
There was my nephew, and he knocked on my door. In the daytime.
Right.
Just after church it was.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a big smile on his face. And he pulled from the back of him 3 daffodils. And he said,
hang on, he pulled from the back of him 3 daffodils.
Yeah.
Where did he have them stuck?
Behind his back.
Oh, behind his back. Not out of him. I was thinking, blame me. Use a flower pot if you're going to... Oh, that was nice. That was nice of him.
And he says, Happy Mother's Day, Auntie Linda.
How about that?
Oh, and then my heart just melted, Alan.
That's nice. Just a nice touch.
What was it? It doesn't have to be much to make you happy, you know.
No, that's what my wife said on the honeymoon.
Oh, dear.
Funny that.
And the worst present I ever had, that was from my ex.
Now, she said that on the honeymoon as well. But anyway, go ahead.
And it was back in the 80s, and it was a pair of patent leopard slippers, and they were just not in fashion. Do you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, no, I know what you mean.
And I thought, you've took a lot of thought about getting this for me, flipping it.
Do you not think they just see the first thing and go, that'll do. I like it, but I don't like it that much.
Granny slippers, though. Alan, they were grannies. And I realised I was still young then. And even though I'm a granny now, I wouldn't wear them if they weren't in fashion.
It's funny, though, because the slippers is one of those things that you're either a slippers person or you're not. All of my life, I've been a barefooty person, really. However, about, be good 20-odd years ago, one of my friends bought me gorilla feet slippers.
Oh, tiger feet things.
No, gorillas.
Gorilla ones.
Big, huge hairy gorilla feet slippers. And they were some of the most comfortable things I've ever worn. And I ended up wearing them till they died. And they looked ridiculous, but they were really comfortable. So it doesn't really matter as long as you like them. It's just if you don't like them, that's no good to you at all. So have you not ever bought anybody a present and you thought, well, I'm not so keen on them, it doesn't really matter, I'll just get them a whatever? Have you never done that?
I might have done, Alan.
Yeah. Because the thing that I used to do was, if somebody gave you a present that you weren't bothered about, you just took the tag off and left it wrapped up. Yeah. And then if somebody came to the house with a present that you didn't expect, you can say, I've got yours in the cupboard. And then you give them the thing that you're not bothered about. I used to do that a bit. That's a bit naughty, but hey, come on. We've all done it.
If the present was, naff or not good enough, what was it? I'd give it to the charity shop.
Yeah, absolutely. I've done that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But, what was it? Presents are a funny thing anyway, because sometimes you can't please everybody all the time.
Yeah, a lot of the time there's no pleasing people. That is true. I don't know why we're so finicky. The fact that anybody's bothered, we should be grateful.
Well, that's true. Well, I like having a card. I do.
A card with a genuine sentiment. That would be that's better.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it?
I once got a Christmas card from one of my best friends, and it said, I love you with all of my heart.
Oh.
And then it was this guy called Tony, not Hollywood McShane, a different Tony.
Right.
And I remember thinking, I love you with all my heart, Tony. Blimey, is he coming out?
Yeah.
Because let's face it, I mean, I could understand him fancying me. So I rang him and he said, oh, hell, you've got the wife's card. So he'd put my card in his wife's envelope. So she was going to be waking up on Christmas morning with Merry Christmas, Alan, from Tony. So, and I was wondering, it looked very flowery. The card that he said, because he just put the wrong card in the wrong envelope, which I suppose is easy done. But I mean, I'm sure his missus wouldn't be very happy.
I think I've done something like that before now.
Oh, blimey. So I had to send it.
It can happen, can it?
And absolutely. But because you open your cards before Christmas, I was able to get it back to him before.
Well, I bought a load of cards now to write out.
Right. So you're sorted.
I like being organised a bit.
I understand.
I've got about 80 cards to write out.
What?
Yeah.
Who are all these people?
I know. All the people that I've known for years and everything.
Blimey.
I know.
That's amazing. You've got so many friends. How lucky are you?
Well, what was it? I've got one friend at the moment, Alan. It's an old flame.
Are you going to waff it?
I don't know.
Don't
know.
Ooh, waffing. Yeah. I'd give it a waff and see what happens.
He used to be a DJ.
Right. Oh, they're the worst type, mind.
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Love them and leave them.
DJs.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah.
No, but it might be just the right moment for you. You never know.
Well, it's good to have a laugh and a joke with anyway. And
well, that's a start.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. Brilliant.
I mean, if anything, happens, what was it, that we get more together?
Yeah, well...
If not, well, I'm not going to worry about it.
No, absolutely not. Have you,
No, he lives down in Swansea.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah.
That's a long way for a snog.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, my goodness. But all the more to look forward to. You see?
Well, this is it.
There you go. Hey, well, good luck. Hope it works out for you, Linda. That'd be a lovely thing.
Yeah.
And
Well, like I said, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, well, that's...
No, that's all right. Fingers. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. Thank you for coming on, Linda.
The thing is, Alan, I've had a lot of broken hearts sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit cautious now.
No, it doesn't hurt to be cautious, but also cautiously optimistic is quite nice.
Well, that's right. So you've still got to be a bit positive, haven't you?
Absolutely, that's the thing. Hey, lovely talking to you, Linda. You
Lovely
take
talking
care,
to you as
Alan.
well, Alan.
Okay,
I'm waving.
I'm waving
Bye.
back. Bye-bye. So there you go. That's it. Oh, I better dedicate her a tune because we're greatest hits after all.
We're going to do one final lap.
We need to go in the outside building as well because that's got a lot of activity, you said.
Absolutely.
I don't know where that is, but it's not attached to this
We
building,
know.
is it? Do you know where it is?
We know where it is.
Where the guy burned?
And I'll take the rods for there.
Is that where the guy burnt or something, she said?
Well, he was a guy in World War II who was badly burnt, and they gave... Oh, my word.
Something there.
So stop, can you? Stop.
Oh, God.
no.
That's twice now.
I'm not having that, like. I'm not having it. That's freaky ass, man.
Wow.
Seems to be listening to you, Kenny. No, but during World War II, there was a guy that when they came back from the war, sorry, this is World War One. When they came back from the war, they needed people to build projects because obviously a lot of the people that built things had been away at the war. So they gave wounded ex-forces people the chance to build a career. And one of them worked in a forge and by accident fell and put his arm into the molten metal and it burned all of his arm. And when people are in this hut, they feel pain in their right hand. And it's ghost hunters that didn't have any clue about the story have had this over and over and over again. So why don't we go and check it out? I am aware that we started late, so let's keep going for another 10 minutes or so. And then we'll do a final lap because I must go back upstairs again. And we'll see what we got. But I'm taking the rods. So you guys share as much as you can. Please share now. Win yourself a prize and score a few points. But we are heading out to a building that they call the hut and a garden that is said to be the next garden along from where that mad woman murdered someone else from the asylum and then ended up hanging herself. There's another story, a bloody story I'll tell you when we're away from here, about what happened at the Bensham lunatic asylum that was particularly dark. But let's go across there now. This is going to go off, I know. Let's make our way.
Stop this time.
Don't take your torch, Ken. Leave that here.
Leave it here.
We'll just take one torch, and it'll be the lighter one.
Stop.
Because you're right in front of it. And they keep sending it out. We haven't even done down here, you know. No. We haven't done down here yet. Tom.
Apparently there's another room through there. This one, she said.
Go.
She did point in all directions. There's loads of rooms that we're probably going to...
What was that? Yes, sorry. Just over there. Like something sliding. Tony, light up the table. No, it was more. I just thought I heard the noise of something sliding across the table. Could be wrong. You do the bottom one. Yeah. I did feel relieved coming out of there. That's it there. This is the garden. This is the next garden along to where the body was found of that woman, apparently. It was just down here. You heard voices. Could just be the street, couldn't it? Could that be the street?
Possibly. Sometimes it's busy, isn't it?
There's some down there, though, in the dark bit. Okay, just to remind you, this is the building that used to house people from the war who were injured, hurt, wounded, hit with shrapnel, bullet wounds. Oh, the lights just come on there. We're going in.
It's like, come on.
This is
Gets
the place.
you talking.
Greatest Hits Radio.
Okay, on the line we have Jean. Hello, Jean.
Hello, Alan.
Hello, how are you?
I'm not very bad at the moment.
Oh, what's the matter?
I hurt me. I picked me, walked around me, around my heart, hurt me, something bad. I hurt in the eye. I've been in the eye.
Your bum bags hit you in the eye.
Man, no, stop being stupid.
No, is that
Stop
not what
being
you
stupid.
said?
I said me shopping bag.
Oh, your shopping bag
Yes,
hit you in the eye.
yes. No, I pulled the walk stick out. Put the walk in my back. I pulled the walk out my back. Hurt in the eye.
Oh,
I hurt in the eye.
you pulled your walking stick out your bag and it hit you in the eye.
Yes. And I hurt my ankle.
Oh, so do you look a bit like a panda now?
Aye, man.
Oh no, that's not a good. So are you just black in one eye or two?
No, because of the eye.
Just on the one. Right, so it's a pirate look. It's Jean the pirate.
Aye.
Right, oh, what a shame.
Hey, let's just stand in front door. There's two cats. Going after each other. This magpie came down. The second of bringing cat. And magpie was good for her, making that noise. I was going to get you,
Yeah.
away. And it's going to go and back by the shop. So it's onto the roof.
So what noise was the magpie making?
That clicky noise. That clicky noise I make.
Singing noise.
Clicky noise.
Clicky noise.
I like that.
Right.
Going on the cliff. And the good, the cat.
Oh, right.
Very cute.
I know, well, I've seen birds chasing people. So, I mean, if they can chase people down the street, I'm sure they can chase a cat down there as well. I suppose. So what you been up to? Anything nice?
The Tesco last week. You went by the Tesco.
Right.
Yes, at the moment.
But you've not managed to get away anywhere?
At the moment. I saw Linda today. I saw Linda from Palestine.
Right, all right.
Talking to her.
Yeah, that's nice.
I
That's
knew it on that. Knew.
Right. He's been on a couple of times recently, so he's back and back about. That's right.
Oh, I know.
That's all. It's all
Not
good.
from Hazel, are you?
No, not for a while. She did come on, but only a couple of times. So she's still about though. So we wish her well. We wish her well.
You have a bad girl with a policeman girl. God.
Horrible, wasn't it? They found another one that's attacked. Just the news broke today on that. So awful. Yeah. So have you had a bit of steak on your eye? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Put a steak on your eye?
No.
Pork chop?
No.
No. Bit of bacon?
No.
No. What are you putting on it then?
Nothing's very cool.
Oh, blimey, it just take longer to get well then, won't it? No, why did you stick your stick in your eye though?
Because when you something bad, it pulls up.
It folds up, so does it bounce out like one of them magician's canes kind of thing?
No, man.
No?
It's a foldy up on your door.
I know it's a foldy up one, but does it spring out?
Yes, and I pull it on my back.
Right, okay. Oh, you got to watch things that spring out on you. Ask any woman, they'll tell you.
Oh, shut up.
No, I'm saying.
And you shut up.
Got to watch what springs out at you.
You know,
Especially when you get one in the eye.
Happy birthday, Papa.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's
all
right.
That's all right. No, it's a bother. Life's too short. Hey, but it's lovely catching up with you, Jean. Thank you very much for ringing in.
Right. That time,
I look forward to it. Jennifer's fine. Thank you for asking.
Okay.
All's well with the world. Thanks for coming on, Oliver. Right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, there's Jean. She's bopped herself in the eye with a clangy walkie stick. Right, 4 clues. Last chance for this. 4 clues, okay? What Dr. Frankenstein made all of the dead body parts into? What did he make them all into? Second clue. Before mobile phones, we all had one of these attached to our homes. Third clue. If you gazed at Medusa the Gorgon, this would happen to you. Not if you get clever like Porcius. And the fourth clue, Mary Ann Cotton was one. Okay, Mary Ann Cotton was one. You've now got 4 clues. Each clue's a greatest hit. You got to try and name the songs if you can, but more importantly, make sure you can name whoever's responsible for those greatest hits. Call us right now, 0191 488 3188, and I'm going to leave you with an absolute smash.